not going to be throwing tennis balls on the pitch again, are they?
Run through the two teams once again, starting with our visitors, Southend United. In goal is number 30, Colin Anden and D. Number 2, Gus Scott Morris. 3, captain Nathan Ralph. 6, Ollie Pensdale. 7, Jack Ridge. 8, Noor Hussein. 9, Harry Cardwell. 10, Dan Mooney. 16, Harry Taylor. 17, Cam Riley. And 18, Wes Fondam. The bench for Southend United, 11, Callum Powell. 14, Jack Wood. 24, Jason Dimitriou. And 28, Ollie Coker. So tonight up for Bromley this afternoon. In goal, number 1, Grant Smith. Number 2, Callum Reynolds. 6, Sam Woods. Number 9, Michael Cheek. 11, Louis Dennis. 16, Sheena Coley. 17, your skipper, Byron Webster. Number 18, Corey Whiteley. 20, Jude Arthurs. 23, Bez Topolodge. And number 28, Ben Crowhouse. The substitutes for Bromley this afternoon, 30, Teddy Sharman Lowe. Number 10, Adam Marriott. 21, James Bennings. 25, Todd Miller. And number 26, Nathan Olavali. The referee this afternoon is Kirsty Dow. She'll be assisted by Val Anethway and Alex Bradley. And the fourth official is Stephen Golder. Huge thank you to the Blakeney family for sponsoring today's match. They'll be choosing today's man of the match towards the end of the game. And don't forget to join us in Brookfield's Bar and Kitchen for the exclusive reveal.
Well, everybody, good afternoon and welcome to the relocated community stadium for this Vanarama National League fixture between Bromley and Southend United. My name is Matt Hall and I'll be bringing you all the action alongside my colleague and co-commentator, the man on my right-hand man today, Mr. Dan Bentley. Dan, how are we?
Good, thanks. Looking forward to this afternoon. Positives to take from Friday night's game against Rochdale. Hopefully we can take them into today. Attacked well, did defend well, especially with 10 men. Hoping today that there is no red cards, obviously we have in the last two games. Dan, would you like to take us through the Southend starting lineup for today? In goal is number 30, Colin Andeng ND. 2, Gus Scott Morris. 3, Captain Nathan Ralph. 6, Ollie Kensdale. 7, Jack Bridge. 8, Noor Hussein. 9, Harry Cardwell. 10, Dan Mooney. 16, Harry Taylor. 17, Cav Miley. And 18, Wesley Funguk.
Thank you, Dan. And for Bromley in the starting lineup, Grant Smith in goal. Callum Reynolds number 2, 6 Sam Woods, 9 Michael Cheek, 11 Louis Dennis, 16 Chinnicoli, 17 and the skipper Byron Webster of course, 18 Corey Whiteley, 20 Jude Arthurs, 23 Bez Topolodge and 28 Ben Crowhouse. Just trying to look how Bromley have set up today, Dan, obviously with players coming in and other players going out. What's your thoughts on today's formation? It looks like Sam Woods is kind of playing that screening defensive midfield role with a back 3, or I should say maybe a back 5, depending on if we're attacking or defending. Topolodge out there. Jude Arthur's looking like he's playing a wing back, a back 3 potentially of Coley, Webster and Reynolds. Am I right?
Yeah, indeed. I think Arthur's and Topolodge will look to sit in and defend and almost become fullbacks and attack well. I think Louis Dennis is going to play just behind Michael Cheek in almost a 3-5-1-1, just playing off of Michael Cheek with, like you say, Sam Woods is going to be that holding midfielder, Crowhouse is going to be that box-to-box midfielder, and Corey Whiteley linking up with Louis Dennis ahead of, or just behind, sorry, Michael Cheek.
Well, Dan, I can't remember 100%, but I think the first 2 home games Bromley have there's a ball into the box there, looked for Fonguk and it appears to come off Fonguk last. It's gone out for a goal kick, just as we were saying. Bromley are shooting in their preferred direction in this first half. Both Wildstone and Barnett won the coin toss and flipped it around at the start of the game. Are you a believer that things like that can make a difference?
I think it does. I think having that crowd behind you, the goal that you're shooting towards, can almost try and suck that ball into the back of the net. They can give you that bit of boost going forward.
Well, we've just got to say a fantastic level of support from Southend United today, a sold-out away end, and they're already making a lot of noise.
Yeah, considering the off-the-field situation that they're in, it's really good to see the support. The fans want to get behind their club, they want to keep their club alive, and fair play to them, going to come in their numbers and try and support the team to a potential 4th victory of the season already.
Well, they had the 10-point deduction, and just to put it into perspective, they are now on -1 points. So they have done very, very well. 3 wins this season, including a 2-0 victory over Eastleigh on Friday evening. It's really impressive to see how they've done with all of these issues off the pitch. And Kevin Marr, you've got to give him a lot of credit, the manager, for keeping those things away from the players' mindset and just allowing them to focus on the football.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's what's got to be done. You just got to get into that dressing room and just get it into the players that it's what on the field that matters in terms of the league table. And like you say, on -1 points, it's so strange seeing a club at the bottom of the table with 3 wins, and the 4 teams above them haven't had a win yet. So,
well, Scott Morris wearing number 2 down that right-hand side, trying to play a ball through to Mooney.
And there becomes the first protest of the afternoon with some chants towards the board at Southend.
Well, the chairman, namely, the main focus of those protests as the ball comes into the box here. Kensdale's up there, it's headed away. Southend with an opportunity there. I think it was Scott Morris with the effort there, just kind of scuffing the volley a little bit. He was looking to find the top corner, but he's ballooned that one over the bar.
Yeah, opened up for him. Worth taking the shot from that situation. Just cut across it, didn't get the contact he would have wanted.
Goal kick to Bromley then, and you can see Southend have come out the blocks fairly strongly in this first few minutes.
Yeah, they look sharp going forward. They look like they've got a game plan.
Here's Dennis for Bromley. Dennis to Topolodge. Topolodge with the ball in, it's headed away. Picked up there by former Bromley man Jack Bridge. Crowhouse in and around the edge of the box there. Southend doing well to clear their lines and played forward there looking for Fonguk. Okoli gets there, does really well to find Whiteley. That's a good ball from Okoli. Whiteley sees his option shut off, but he manages to find Arthurs with the early delivery into the box. It's too far ahead of Michael Cheek, but Scott Morris takes no chances and nods it out of play, Dan, for a corner.
Yeah, really good link-up play between Whiteley and Arthurs. It was the right idea, the right pass to make. Good delivery into the box, but like you say, good defending from Southend. They've started sharp, the visitors.
Corner to Bromley then. Jude Arthur's making his way over to take it. He's back in the starting lineup this afternoon. Plenty of white shirts milling around in the box there as Arthurs delivers it in towards the back post. Webster was almost the target of that. Good defending from Southend and a good challenge there from Callum Reynolds to win it back from Kensdale. It's a risky one, that, from Reynolds, especially in that part of the pitch. Yeah, just trying to stop the counter-attack, done really well. Good delivery into the box. Keeper couldn't claim it, struggled to punch it. The on-rushing attackers of Bromley almost getting their head to it. Very fond memories of Jack Bridge in a Bromley shirt during that COVID-stricken season. He really came in and made a difference and helped propel Bromley to the playoff finish that they eventually achieved, and was a really pivotal part of that. He's been fantastic for Southend since his return there. The club he played at as a child and came through the academy and went through to the first team, went elsewhere and eventually ended up back there. He'll be one to watch this afternoon, Dan. He will be. Really impressed with him in the 2 games that we played against him last year, Boxing Day and New Year's Day. Thought he done really well. He created a lot of opportunities for Southend on both occasions. Well, it's a throw to Bromley, potential long throw here. Webster is winding it up, launching it in towards the penalty area. Reynolds is there. It's headed away by Cardwell, getting back to do his defensive duties. Harry Cardwell currently second in the National League goal scoring table with 4 goals to his name already. Manny Diaz-Aruwe, the only player above him, on 5 goals. Webster with the throw-in, launched into the box, headed on by Coley. Arthurs is there and it's booted out of the ground by Scott Morris there. Bromley seem to have a little bit more confidence going forward than we've seen in the past 2 home games. They do. They're getting bodies into the box this time and they look like they're trying to get that opening to get the shot off. I don't think we've had enough shots this season so far. We haven't tested enough keepers. And we've already seen one corner where the Southend keeper, Ndai, scrambled to get it clear. Corner to Bromley. There are 2 footballs on the pitch at the moment, and referee Kirsty Dow will not allow play to go on whilst there are 2 balls on the pitch. Grant Smith has come over to play that ball back to Andy Woodman. Proper goalkeeper's first touch, that. Webster launching a throw in. It's a bit higher this time towards Okoli, who gets a touch on it, and it's headed behind, is it? No, Okoli looked to have got the final touch there. I thought it may have taken a deflection, but no appeals. Yeah, I thought that was a corner, but the referee's a lot closer than we are. Chesterfield 0, Hartlepool United 2. There's a latest score here. Good afternoon to all of you tuning in, whether you are Southend United, whether you are Bromley, whether you're tuning into Mixler at Bromley FC Live or National League TV. A big welcome to you. We're delighted to have you here with us. Here comes Crowhouse now, driving forwards, trying to get ahead of Ralph. Cheek ahead of him, Dennis ahead of him. Crowhouse finds Arthurs. Can he get the ball in? He tries to get the ball in. It's going to be another corner for Bromley here, who are looking a little threatening now. Yeah, it's working well. They're getting the ball down the channels. They're getting the balls in behind the fullbacks. They're causing Southend problems. Jude Arthurs with those overlapping runs to get the balls into the box. Southend defended it so far. Offers you that little bit of versatility. Jude Arthurs can play in a number of positions. Crowhouse, though, looking very sharp. He's the man who's going to take the corner here. Left-footed Crowhouse. In swinger towards the back post. Headed away again by, was it Cardwell there? It was Cardwell at that near post, yeah. Getting back to do his defensive duties. Crowhouse with the ball in, and it's flicked over the crossbar there for another corner to Bromley, who are applying some consistent pressure now. They are. They're getting the ball into good areas. Just asking for one of those Bromley players to get their head to it and attack it with a bit of promise. Arthurs to take this corner, so it looks like Arthurs on that far side and Crowhouse on this near side for the corner deliveries. Keeps the Southend defence on their toes. 2 different types of delivery. Referee Kirsty Dow having a word with Chin Okoli over there, and Noor Hussein as well, the former Dartford man. going to be Jude Arthurs with this one. It's whipped in dangerously towards Okoli, half cleared away, and then Mooney gets a second clearance on it. It will come back here to Corey Whiteley. Whiteley takes a touch and feeds it all the way back to Grant Smith, who is halfway inside the Bromley half here. He's going to clear left-footed, looking for Crowhouse. Crowhouse is beaten to it by Ralph. Headed forwards there by Okoli to Whiteley. Whiteley with the flick round the corner, and Ralph should be able to clear that. Cheek gets in front of him, does really well, and wins Bromley a throw-in. Excellent play by Michael Cheek there, taking no chances, gambling, which is exactly what you want to see.
Yeah, good persistent pressure. I think Ndai wanted to come for that, realised that he wasn't going to get there, and the defender Ralph has just taken a dodgy first touch. Bit of confusion there. Michael Cheek calls in that. We see him do that a lot.
It's going to be a throw to Bromley. Webster to take it. Potentially another long throw here. Webster launches it in towards Okoli once again. It's not cleared. Might come here for Reynolds. Okoli is battling for the ball there as well, having scored his first goal in Bromley colours on Friday evening away at Rochdale. That was the opening goal on the evening. Meanwhile, Hussein and Cardwell, either side of half-time at Roots Hall, were enough for Southend United to take 3 points against Eastleigh, who then relieved manager Lee Bradbury of his duties the day after. It's very early to be letting a manager
very
go.
Early. Yeah, very early. Quite surprising. Very early on in the season. They're on TV today as well, aren't they? TNT?
Yeah, indeed. Arthurs with the throw. Up towards Cheek. Headed away by Ralph. Will come back to Arthurs. Arthurs to Okoli. Okoli with the ball over the top. Crowhouse will get there. It's a great ball, but Crowhouse is offside, and you're making the same point there, Dan, as Sam Woods was on the pitch. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, Sam Woods has just made a decoy run to get himself into some space for Okoli to play it into him, trying to break the lines. Okoli's just forced the ball over the top. Good idea from Okoli. I think keeping possession of the ball would have been the better option. Play it into Sam Woods and try and break through the lines. Unfortunately for Ben Crowhouse and Bromley, was just a fraction offside.
And then Indy with the clearance forward. Headed away by Coley. Cardwell looking for a free kick there. Referee Kirsty Dow not giving it. Here's Miley now. And Ralph. They look very organised, Southend.
They do.
Bridge, who has scored a couple of goals here at the relocating community stadium back in the 2020-21 season. Fonguk is thwarted there by Chinnacoli, who looks to have taken some confidence from that goal, and actually that clean sheet at Kidderminster as well. Team of the week for him.
I think he needed it. A bit of a slow start in a Bromley shirt for Okoli. It hasn't been the best of starts for Bromley in general. I think Okoli's just getting a feel for the team, for the club, and trying to get used to his teammates.
Throwing taken short to Fonguk. Back to Scott Morris. Right-footed ball in. Well cleared by Chinnacoli there, who did just the right thing, and actually it might work out well for Bromley here as Whiteley is driving forward down that left-hand side. Body starting to arrive in support. Corey Whiteley into Dennis. Dennis into the box. Can he get the shot away? Might come back for others. It doesn't. Here's Sam Woods. Out to Whiteley. Whiteley needs some support. Digs out the cross instead. Headed away by Hussein. Comes back out to Okoli. That's a fair distance to shoot from. Crowhouse finds Woods. Woods in towards Whiteley, and it just broke down. But actually that clearance from Okoli working out to be a really good ball. The pace of Corey Whiteley out on that left-hand side, something to behold.
Yeah, Southend just switched off. Corey Whiteley was the most alert. Like I was saying, Chinnacoli just getting used to the way Andy wants to play and the way he wants the side to set up, and I'm sure he'll be an integral part of that setup. And Corey Whiteley, a player that normally plays on the halfway line when we have a corner or when we're defending one.
Okoli just in a little bit of trouble there. Played back to Smith, who clears upfield. Up towards Cheek. Cheek gets the header on it, but to nobody in particular. Scott Morris is able to clear. Woods picks it up, breaks it up in the middle of that midfield. Here's Arthurs now.
Here is Okoli. Oh, again, for the second time in the space of a minute, just loses control of the ball, loses footing, and has to play it out for a throw. But disappointed with that one, just couldn't sort his feet out, and instead it's now Southend that can get a bit of a foothold in this passage of play. Here is Fonguk into Miley. Here is Hussein, who plays it out wide to the fullback. Good ball inside.
And now Hussein to Miley. Miley now to Taylor. Taylor to Kensdale. Hussein. Ralph with the deflected ball forwards. It will need to be dealt with. Coley does just about enough, but it comes to Cardwell on the edge of the box. Holds it up there for Mooney. Back to Cardwell. And now Taylor once more. May think about the shot here. Taylor threading it through, looking for Cardwell. Cardwell just about keeps it in place. Scott Morris with the low ball in. Reynolds with the clearance. Southend looking compact and organised going forward.
They do. They look like they know what their game plan is. Get the ball into the wingers, move it from left to right, try and get the ball into the channels and get some dangerous balls into the box for Harry Caldwell, who, like we said at the start of the game, has been in form. Started the season off really well for Southend.
Scott Morris with the throw for Southend to Mooney. Mooney to Scott Morris again. Tries to get that cross in. It's blocked by Topolodge, and it will be a corner to Southend. Be interesting to see what kind of threat they pose from these set pieces.
It will be. It'll be interesting to see how Bromley set up from it. Be interesting to see if they can get the likes of Harry Caldwell, who's a good header of the ball.
Bridge with the corner. It's a good corner. It's half dealt with. It'll be another corner to Southend, who were appealing for something more.
Yeah, I think both players were going at it. Not too much in that, just to come in together. Melee of players in that 6-yard box.
Bridge with this corner. Drilled in again and half-headed away. Great save by Smith, and Cheek puts it behind. What a brilliant reaction save that is from Grant Smith. It's not one he saw coming. It took a deflection at the last minute, a wicked deflection as well. Great reactions.
Yeah, we've seen the way that he started this season. Some really top-class saves from Bromley's number one. And he had to be alert there. Good run at the near post. And he had to be alert.
Another corner to Southend, the third consecutive one. Bridge in, headed away by Topolodge. Another one. Be another corner. And it was Mooney who took that one, not Bridge. My apologies. They look very similar from this side of the pitch. We are quite far away from them. It is Mooney. Raises his right arm in the air. Left-footed delivery is another good one. Another troubling one, but Grant Smith holds on to it very, very well. And Grant Smith bowls it out there, looking for the run of Corey Whiteley. Taylor should get there ahead of Whiteley. And Taylor works it back to Andeng Ndi, who clears. Good defending there from Southend. Just as I say that, it's an awkward one. Dennis takes it round Ndi. Dennis into the back of the net and capitalises on that Southend error at the back. Andeng Ndi, well, I'm not really sure what he was doing there. The pass back to him, really poor as well. But the most important thing is Dennis was there to profit.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed with that one, just trying to play out from the back. Grant Smith it was that claimed the corner and looked to got Bromley on the counter-attack straight away. And Whiteley didn't give it up, put the keeper under pressure, and it's a Southend defender that's just played a pass a little bit too short. Louis Dennis playing his part alongside Corey Whiteley and putting the Southend defence under pressure. And he's there to nick in front and put Bromley 1-0 up. That'll do Louis the world of good. Starting today, playing up top alongside Michael Cheek and having that good partnership with Corey Whiteley like we know he has.
Well, here we go. Bromley ahead, and a catastrophe at the back, really. Yeah, it's a bizarre one, but Andy Woodman will be delighted that, you know, what we talked about before at Kidderminster was just that gamble for it, and that's exactly what Louis Dennis has done there, and he's been rewarded.
Yeah, both players just applying that little bit of pressure to false errors, and he's done really well just to nip in front. Grant Smith over this goal kick now. And that is Bromley's first shot, first effort on goal. Southend have had a few set pieces, but nothing really to test Grant Smith other than that corner, which we saw him make a top-class save from, and then claiming that corner to set Bromley on the counter-attack from one end of the pitch to the other. And Bromley find themselves 1-0 up.
Long way to go in this one. Just under 20 minutes on the clock as it's cleared forwards there, looking for Dennis again. Dennis trying to make a nuisance of himself. Of course, he scored at Roots Hall on Boxing Day last season, the only goal in a 1-0 victory for Bromley that afternoon, and he scored again against the Shrimpers today.
Yeah, the only goal in 2 affairs between the two sides last year. 0-0 draw at Hayes Lane, and the 1-0 win on Boxing Day. 2 very tight games between the two sides, and I think we're going to see the same again this afternoon. A tight game. Southend look lively, and Bromley, once they get on the front foot, look dangerous.
Scott Morris with the throw-in, which bounces above the head of Harry Cardwell. 4 National League goals to his name this season. Had a great season last year as well, and he's certainly someone Bromley will need to be alert for the rest of this game. He seems to have it all. He's got that target man presence, but he can finish as well.
Yeah, he was dangerous on the Boxing Day fixture.
Goal kick to Bromley. Grant Smith wearing the orange strip this afternoon to take it. Southend United in their away kit of yellow. Left footed clearance from Smith up towards Whiteley. Takes down a really good touch. Corey Whiteley might go for the shot from distance. Here he does, and it's into the arms of Enning indeed.
Yeah,
and it's a smart save, but I think he was entitled to go for that, Whiteley. It sat up nicely for him, and he did really well to take down the clearance from Grant Smith.
Yeah, he did. That's what Andy and the Bromley fans want to see, shots, and we haven't had enough of those so far this season, and just that first touch enabled him to get into the space to unleash the effort. Comfortable enough for ND, but that's what we want to see, just taking a gamble.
Here's Kensdale for Southend, switching it over to Miley, the former Eastleigh player, Jersey-born midfielder. Finds Mooney. Now Ralph, the skipper, former Woking man, plenty of National League experience and above as well. And looking at this Southend squad, it's a small squad, Dan, for issues beyond the manager's control, but it's a squad of very good, very experienced National League footballers.
Yeah, with the resources that you've got to know that you've got players, a starting 11 that will go out there and give it 110%. And I think the start of the season that they've had has proven that they have that.
Here's Bridge. Kensdale. Over to Taylor. Taylor with the ball over to Scott Morris, who plays it round the corner looking for Mooney. Reynolds just trying to suss out how to best deal with that situation. He turns away and clears the ball. Scott Morris trying to keep it in play, does a good job, but Reynolds puts his foot through it, clears it forwards. Cheek will chase it. Kensdale should get there first, and Kensdale takes the safety option there, just nodding it out of play. Throw into Bromley, who've gained a little bit of territory.
Yeah, they have, just moving up the pitch, not allowing Southend to play out, try and break between the lines. Bromley defended well so far.
Reynolds, Woods to Dennis, that's nice. Dennis with the offside flag raised against him there. Nice build-up play there involving Sam Woods, but ultimately the flag is raised. The second time that's happened.
Yeah, just going a fraction too early. Making the right runs though. Just need to give it a look across the line.
We've got to talk about Ben Crowhouse, who has started life in this first team very, very well this season. A first-year pro last year, played for the under-23s and in and around the first team. He looks fitter and more dynamic and stronger and more hungry than ever.
He does, yeah. He started the season really well. He's an engine in that midfield, gets up and down. He's good technically. Not afraid of putting a challenge in either.
Here's Dennis. Goes down. No foul given. Fonguk coming away with it now, looking for some kind of support. Bridge arrives, but Arthurs tracks him well. Fonguk getting away from Bridge. From Wood, sorry. Looking for Bridge. Here's Ralph. Now Bridge. Hussein. Hussein goes for that crossfield ball, looking to pick out Scott Morris, which he does. Played back to Taylor there. Taylor with an opportunity to send in an early cross if he wishes. Finds Scott Morris instead. Scott Morris preparing the cross. It's a right-footed, floated ball headed away by Webster. Whiteley should be able to help it on, and does. Headed back in by Miley. Topolodge with the header away. Taken down there by Hussein. Now Fonguk. Great opportunity for Southend to commit some more bodies forwards. Here's Fonguk again. Plays it round the corner there to Bridge, and Crowhouse is there Does really, really well to clear it and just alleviate the pressure on Bromley for a moment.
Yeah, done very well there. Crowhouse, like we said, not afraid of putting a challenge in, just got his body across. Bridge, good idea from two Southend forwards to link up and try and get across him.
Great challenge by Coley. Cheek with the turn and the pass to try and find Dennis. Just too much on it. Whiteley chases it, but it's back with Andeng Indi, who clears and slips over in the process. Cardwell flicking on his clearance, but ultimately there was no one there to play off him.
No, I think Cardwell just gave a little look across the Funguk there just to let his striker know that he needs to gamble a bit more. It's the right idea from Cardwell. Won the header. Brian Webster just backed off to anticipate the danger.
Kensdale to Hussein with the cross-field ball, looking for Bridge, headed away by Arthurs. Crowhouse will then pick it up. Needs some support though. Crowhouse being challenged by Fonguk. Here's Arthurs to Woods. Back now to Akoli. Here's Smith with the clearance, looking for Dennis. Dennis gets something on it, but not enough. Miley playing it to Scott Morris there. Scott Morris clears the ball down the line, and bit of an aimless one that from Gus Scott Morris.
Yeah, just rushed it.
Ball over the top from Reynolds, looks to pick out Cheek. It's dealt with well by Harry Taylor, and now Scott Morris will, well, I say he'll take it away. He knocks it out of play there.
Yeah, I think Bromley are just forcing these errors from Southend at the moment.
Andy Woodman will be pleased with that.
He will be.
Of course, Andy, a former Southend United player as well during his playing days as a goalkeeper. Topolodge is fouled there. And it will be free kick. The challenge there coming from Hussein. And Bromley have an opportunity to whip the ball into the box.
They do. First real chance from a set piece, which isn't a corner.
Great support once again from both sets of supporters, and looking at that Southend away end, completely sold out. Brilliant support, brilliant noise.
Yeah, really good to see.
Play to them. Here's Arthurs. Arthurs swinging the ball in. It's not the best. It's cleared away. Comes back to Whiteley. Whiteley all the way back there to Smith. Smith clears it forwards, and a bit premature that one. Louis Dennis giving him a look there, saying just hold on a little bit. He was in an offside position, but now Southend have the ball again. Got to say, Grant Smith is really been very impressive so far in this season.
Yeah, been really impressed. Made some top class saves in all the games which he's played.
Akoli battling with Jack Bridge there. It's going to be a corner, is it? Yes. Akoli claiming that one, but I think a little bit in vain.
Yeah,
that's a clear corner, and it will be a corner to the visitors as the Shrimpers, travelling army in that far corner, regain their voices a little bit.
Yeah, done well with Coley there to get across his man. Just put a challenge in.
It's going to be Jack Bridge, and Bromley supporters know very well what he's capable of from a set piece, and regardless from any situation really, very creative player. It will be Jack Bridge, plenty of yellow shirts hovering in and around the box here. Bridge takes it short to Mooney. Bridge is still there in support if he needs him. Mooney looks to go it alone, and Crowhouse makes a brilliant challenge, and Arthurs with the clearance. Ben Crowhouse has done that twice now. Miley just getting in ahead of Dennis there, holding it up well. Louis Dennis making the right run though. It's great to have him back in the team.
It is. Gives you that something different, bit of creativity. Got a bit of pace to run in behind as well. Makes those third man runs. But once again, like you say, Ben Crowhouse doing his defensive work brilliantly.
Crossfield ball there, looking for Bridge. Bridge chests it down, begins to back towards his own half, and finds Ralph, who clears it forwards first time, looking for Fonguk. Akoli with the header away. Woods helps it on. Hussein and Miley combining well there to find Ralph.
Yeah, good defending from Southend.
A good game of football so far.
It is. Both sides are creating openings. Both sides have tested each other's keepers.
Here's Whiteley, just loses out there as Southend look to come forward down that right hand side, but it will be a throw to Bromley just in front of that travelling support over there as Reynolds intercepted one. On the bench for Bromley this afternoon, Teddy Sharman-Lowe, Adam Marriott, James Vennings, good to see him making a return from injury, Todd Miller, and Academy scholar, 17 years of age, Nathan Paul Lavali. Brilliant to see, and what a brilliant young man Nathan is, I must say. very talented, very humble, very polite, and it'll be great to see him get a chance.
Yeah, we know Andy likes to bring the youth products through.
Quick ball forward there from Topper Lodge, almost picks out Ben Krauhaus, who was making the run into the box there on the left-hand side. You could see what he was trying to aim for there, Topper Lodge.
You could, if he was just a fraction bit quicker, he might have been able to get on that. Just evaded his toe. Would have been a brilliant touch if he was able to take it down.
Here's Ralph to Kensdale. Kensdale with the ball down to Bridge. Kensdale goes down. Bridge being held here by Jude Arthurs. And the free kick is given. Referee Kirsty Dow, I think I'm right in saying the first female match referee for a Bromley fixture, a competitive Bromley fixture.
Really?
We've had a female assistant referee before, but this is fantastic for Kirsty Dow to get her chance, and rightly so. Hasn't put a foot wrong.
No, she hasn't. The decisions that she's had to make have been correct. Nothing really to complain about with any of them. She hasn't had too many free kicks to give.
Well, she's just given one there,
but
is the correct decision, I have to say. Well, from where we're stood anyway, she knows a lot more than you and I.
True. She's in a much better position than we are.
Assisted by Val Anekwe and Alex Bradley. This afternoon, Stephen Goldup, the fourth official. Free kick to Southend. Bridge is making his way over. It looked like initially Mooney was going to take it. It will be possibly Bridge instead. Is it the left footer or the right footer here?
I think it prefers the left footer, an in-swinging delivery.
It is Mooney with that left footer delivery towards the back post, and just wide of goal there. That delivery from Dan Mooney, the former Altrincham man.
Brilliant delivery to a really good area. I think Coley just got a shout to leave it.
And Grant Smith now with another goal kick. Thank you to all of you tuning in this afternoon. Chesterfield 1, Hartlepool United 2, Barnet 0, Ebbsfleet United 1. Great to have you all here with us this afternoon, whether you are Southend, whether you are Bromley or a neutral. You are most welcome here on Bromley FC Live or National League TV, however you are listening to us. We hope you're enjoying the coverage so far as Grant Smith delivers that one upfield looking for Cheek. It's headed on, I think, by the Southend defence. Dennis goes in for it, but Ralph is alert and gets there first. Coley playing it forwards over the top. Ralph again is alert to it, heading it away. Arthurs back in towards Cheek, who was in an offside position and didn't even attempt to get that one, understandably so. Dan, 30 minutes into this one, what's your half an hour verdict?
I think it's very 50-50 at the moment. Southend look promising going forward. Both sides have defended well. Just that one mistake from the Southend fullback that allowed Dennis to nip in front of the keeper. Just that bit of gamble that Andy and Bromley fans want to see.
Brilliant defending there from Webster, as Cardwell could have been in. That was an awkward ball for Bromley to deal with. Awkward ball there from Miley as well, but he might get away with it. He doesn't get away with it as Arthurs charges forward for this one, but Andeng indeed will get there first. Good work there from Michael Cheek.
Yeah, and then subsequently good defending from Arthurs.
Sam Woods winning the ball back. Brilliant footwork from him, finds Arthurs. Dennis is there in the box, Cheek arriving, Whiteley too. Arthurs with the ball across the face of goal, and wide there. It was Taylor in the end who got that final touch. It was a brilliant ball into the back post by Jude Arthurs. Just wanted to be tapped into the back of the net. That's normally where you see Michael Cheek lurking.
It is indeed, put into a really good area where the keeper can't come for it. Sam Woods with a good bit of defending just to break the play and not allow Southend out. Jude Arthurs just found himself in a bit of space.
Corner to Bromley, Krauhaus whips it in towards the back post. Reynolds is there, might come for Arthurs. Mooney takes it away, Cheek wins it back. Cheek goes for the shot, it's blocked, it might come for Dennis. Half cleared. Bromley look threatening in the box, Dan.
They do. They've got bodies in the box. So far set piece, they've gone to that back post, just that flick on.
And Jack Bridge has taken that one out of play. Assistant referee Alex Bradley correctly flagging that one. And I think that's the main difference that we've seen, Dan, in this home fixture versus the last two. Wealdstone arguably after the goal, it did look lively after the Bromley goal. Solcader with it on the night. But during the Barnet game, you just didn't see this level of commitment going forward.
No, and that level of intensity has increased as well. Look a bit more hungry for it. They're closing down, they're winning every first and second ball at the moment in this last 5 minutes.
Bridge with the header away from Arthur's throw-in. Mooney picks it up and almost trips over the ball, but actually does well in the end, and then kicks out at Callum Reynolds as he walks past. It's not something you want to do in front of the referee.
No. And once you lose a decision, you don't want any verbals with it either.
Here's Taylor back to Hussein. Scott Morris now, who has pace to burn as he drives into the middle, rides 2 challenges, plays it into the box for Cardwell, who's onside, shepherded away by Webster, but still in possession, Harry Cardwell. Mooney now with the low ball in, it's a good one. Scott Morris towards Fonguk, half dealt with by Bromley, half cleared. Crowhouse with the further clearance, and Cheek with the hook over the shoulder. Crowhouse will chase it, Miley will get there first, and Engendi with the clearance first time there. Okoli will pluck that out of the sky and head it away. Miley being hassled there by Ben Crowhouse, who's working super hard out there.
He is, he's box to box. He's breaking up the play and he's creating opportunities going forward.
Bridge round the corner for Ralph, that's a good ball if Ralph can get there. Arthur's with a brilliant challenge. You like those kind of challenges, don't you?
I do, and I see them more often than not from that man there, Jude Arthurs. Always puts his body on the line.
Corner to Southend then after that. Challenge from Jude Arthurs on Nathan Ralph. Bridge with the deep delivery in towards the back post. Smith is there, he punches it half away. Bromley have got to clear their lines here. It's a shot from distance. Well, not from distance really, but in comparison to the pinball it was. Here's Mooney drifting in and out of challenges. Scott Morris appeals for a penalty there in amongst that game of pinball in the 6-yard box, and then the shot was from further out in the penalty area. It was blocked, and now Bromley clear their lines. Southend looking hungry there, looked dangerous.
Yeah, I didn't see too much in that. I think it was actually Grant Smith that made the mistake.
Appealing for handball.
I think it would have been harsh if that was given.
Here's Bridge. Fonguk, who is offside. Correct decision from Valanekwe on the far side. No complaints there from Fonguk. But Bromley have, 7-8 minutes here to hold out in this first half. It's been an entertaining game, end to end. There have been chances for both sides.
It has, yeah, nearly an opening there for Southend from that corner. They've looked dangerous when they put the ball into the box. They've tried to create those openings.
And Webster screaming at Grant Smith to take this free kick, and Chinakoli to get forwards. Kirsty Dow, the referee, telling Bromley to hurry up as Grant Smith prepares this one. It will be left-footed from Smith, plays it up towards Cheek. Cheek with the flicked header. Crowhouse isn't close enough to it. Hussein with the clearance. Reynolds gets in the way, and Cheek is, I don't understand that.
I don't know how she's given that in that favour, in Southend's favour.
Cheek has been climbed on there, and I see it. It's not just this decision, Dan. I see it time and time again in football matches. You get climbed on, and you're the one
get penalised, yeah.
who gets penalised. I don't understand it, and that's not a criticism of today's referee. That's a criticism of clearly the rule or what these referees are being told. I don't understand it. How can you prevent someone from jumping on your back? Anyway, free kick to Southend.
No idea how that was given.
With the ball over the top, Cardwell looking lively, chasing it forward there. Webster with the interception, and Webster finds Okoli, who makes the clearance up towards Cheek. Cheek holds it up just about well enough. Miley with the header back. He's had to react quite quickly with some close quarter headers, Cav Miley. I think he's done well at that, actually.
He has indeed. He's
Using his head.
got a jump on him. Still baffled as to how that was a free kick for Southend's favour.
Interesting. You just see it week in, week out. I don't understand it.
I don't know what you want Michael Cheek to do.
Here's Ralph. Kensdale. To Bridge now. Bridge driving forward. Now Ralph.
Yeah, Jack Bridge just asking for a little bit more there from his teammates, especially Fonguk. Wasn't really any runners running in behind.
Kensdale now. Here's Taylor on the far side. Back into Miley, who's trying to get into more advanced positions and attack the ball more. Here he is again. Miley receiving the ball once more, finds Fonguk. Bromley just penning Southend back here. They're trying to look for openings. Bromley making it difficult, but they're still persisting, Southend, and it's Ralph now with the ball over the top. They're looking for Mooney, who retrieves it well. Mooney challenged by Arthurs, who now has the ball stuck in between his legs, and will now try and come away with it. Great footwork there from Arthurs, absolutely brilliant stuff. And then puts the ball out of play, did the hard bit.
Yeah, brilliant footwork to get himself out of trouble. 3 or 4 Southend players around him.
Here's Hussein. And now Taylor. Scott Morris. Back to Taylor. It's a bit of an awkward ball. Taylor does well to just shift his weight and stick a leg out to prevent it from going behind him. Now Nathan Ralph. Bridge once more. Back to Ralph. Goes for the ball over the top towards Fonguk. The flag is staying down here, and Okoli just shepherds Fonguk away as the ball goes out of play there for a goal kick. He's doing well, Chin Okoli.
He is brilliant defending from Okoli. Like we said earlier in the game, I think that goal last week, I say last week, only a few days ago, it's given him a massive boost in confidence.
Goal kick to Bromley then, as the first half begins to come to a close. Dan, we've got some latest scores there.
York 0, Rochdale 1, Eastleigh 1, Aldershot 0.
That's a Hampshire derby, that one. Reynolds with a vital interception there as Mooney looked to progress down the right hand side, and he's making a nuisance of himself, Dan Mooney.
Yeah, he's looked good so far.
Here is Kensdale, Cheek chasing it in case the touch was poor. Kensdale did enough to work it back to Andeng Ndi. Now Kensdale again. Here's Taylor with the clipped ball over the top looking for Cardwell. Cardwell misses it, but so does Reynolds, and Webster is there to clear it away. Now Whiteley will pick it up, trying to keep it in play there. He just couldn't do so. His touch just not quite right there. Throw into Southend just in front of the Bromley dugout. Gus Scott Morris with the ball in his hands at the moment. Once again, thank you to all of you tuning in. We have around 3 minutes left before the half-time break here, subject to any injury time. And of course, there's now more injury time at the end of each half and at the end of each game than there was before.
Yeah, I think it's just due to the fact that the ball wasn't in play a lot last season in all leagues in England, especially the top 5. And I think it works. I'm not a fan of the 10 plus, but I think between 5 and 10 is sometimes reasonable. Sometimes injuries can happen in those added times.
Are you a fan of it if Bromley are 3-0 down or 2-0 down? 10, 15
I am,
minutes.
Yeah. Not if we're 2-0 2-0 up.
Well, Grant Smith has the ball in his hand now, looking to clear upfield, which he does, left-footed. Cheek will rise for it. Can't get there. It's played forwards, looking for Cardwell. Okoli gets there, and Okoli works it back to Grant Smith, not taking any chances with Cardwell bearing down on him. Smith clears it forwards over the top there, and Kensdale had to get that touch. Louis Dennis was in if he didn't.
Yeah, vital touch there.
Here's Kensdale again. Kensdale to Hussein. Kensdale back now to Andeng Ndi, the goalkeeper. Here's Miley being closed down by Michael Cheek. Miley finds Hussein. Hussein's pass is poor. Topolodge intercepts it. His pass had a lot on it there. Dennis and Whiteley combining well here as Dennis progresses down the left-hand side. Great challenge from Harry Taylor. Really well-timed sliding tackle to thwart Louis Dennis there. But the clearance is poor. Here's Topolodge bringing it in. Edge of the box. Can he lay it into Henrice's path? No. Topolodge goes down. Referee unmoved.
Yeah, don't think there was too much in that. I think Topolodge has just got himself into trouble there by taking that extra touch onto his left foot.
Here's Fonguk. Bridge. Driving at Jude Arthurs now, and it's going to be 2 additional minutes. Dan?
Yeah, surprising, but I don't think there's been too much stoppages in play. I think the ball's flowed nicely between both sides. Been an end-to-end game as Dennis almost chips in there. Here is Ndai again, and Southend look to try and play out from the back once again. Here is Ralph, who looks to play forward towards Bridge, but Jude Arthurs gets himself into a good position to clear, and Crowhouse does exactly the same.
2 minutes added on, which, well, I was expecting a lot more. I don't know why, but you just assume now that it's going to be, as we did a couple of minutes ago, you assume that it's going to be 5, 6, 7 minutes at a minimum.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting, but of course it hasn't been a lengthy stoppage as of yet. No substitutions, no player down for a specific duration of time.
Here's Taylor now to Mooney on the far side. Hussein. Southend looking to finish the half strongly as it's pinged forward towards Cardwell, who chests it down. Woods does just about enough to clear it. Topolodge finding Whiteley, and Whiteley to Dennis. Nice football this from Bromley. Whiteley coming forwards here, trying to break past Taylor, and does so with relative ease. Corey Whiteley cutting inside. Can he find some support? He tries to thread the pass through, and he can't, but he wins it back. Corey Whiteley's looked very sharp today.
He has. If that pass was right, then he would have been in.
That's a great ball for Michael Cheek, who was onside. Finds Dennis. Dennis to Crowhouse. Can he get the shot away? Crowhouse, he can. It's blocked. Threatening attack there again from Bromley after good work from Michael Cheek. Just off the ball work. Michael Cheek has been excellent this afternoon.
Yeah, he has. I think all forwards for Bromley, even a couple of the midfielders, Crowhouse and Whiteley, have looked good, linking up well, playing all the right passes at the moment into the right areas.
Here's Mooney now, playing it through. Topolodge with interception, and you'd think that might be the last action of the first half. Whiteley to Dennis. Dennis turning around and almost setting Ben Crowhouse away there. Half time, 1-0 to Bromley. Your thoughts?
50-50 game. I think Southend have looked lively, started better of the two sides. Bromley got a foothold into the game and started to create openings and opportunities, of course forcing the error from the Southend fullback, who just played his pass a little bit too short. And Louis Dennis just chipping in. Grant Smith making a top class save from close range from a Southend corner. At the break, Bromley 1, Southend 0.
UCFB is the university campus of football business, with our campuses based at the iconic Wembley Stadium in London and our Etihad campus in Manchester. Once graduated from UCFB, you'll have gained the relevant skills and experience to start your career in sports. Over 90% of UCFB grads are in full-time employment within 6 months of graduating, and 2/3 are working in football and sport. Here at UCFB, we have graduates in some of the world's top sporting organisations. UCFB have produced multiple alumni that have worked in 19 out of the 20 Premier League clubs and 49 out of the 72 EFL clubs. Our students have access to regular guest speaker sessions where we bring in experienced names from the world of football to help and inspire students on their path to success. If you're passionate about sport and ready to kick off your career in one of the world's most exciting industries, head to ucfb.ac.uk to find out more.
This afternoon, and they'll take part as we speak in a penalty shootout on the pitch. Let's bring you the scores then from around the grounds at half time. AFC Fylde 0, Altrincham 2, Barnet 0, Eastleigh United 1, Chesterfield 1, Hartlepool United 2, Eastleigh 1, Aldershot Town 0, Aldershot Town 10, that one. AFC Halifax Town 0, Gateshead 0, Mr Harriers 0, Maidenhead United 0. Oldham Athletic 0, Solihull Moors 0, Oldham Downs 10 mentioned that one. Oswald City 0, Boreham Wood 0, Wilstone 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Woking 1, Dorking Wanderers 0, and York City 0, Rochdale 1. A few shout-outs to bring you as well. Through this half-time break, a very happy birthday for the week just gone by from Brad Gray, who celebrated 25 very recently and is here with us today. Happy return back from everyone at the club and enjoy your afternoon with us here at the relocated community stadium. Welcome also goes out to Spain. We have Down syndrome and was asked what he wanted to do to celebrate his 22nd birthday. Go and watch Bromley and play with his friends was his answer, so that's what him and his family are doing. Welcome James, enjoy your day with us here and we hope to see you again very, very soon. Happy birthday as well. Another welcome goes out to Christina Appleton, who is attending her first Bromley match today just before she turns 3 years of age. Don't mind the stewards just having a shower on the pitch there. We hope it's the first of many. Welcome once again, Cressida. Enjoy your afternoon and hopefully bring Bromley support up in the second half. To remind us to Bromley now next home match here at the relocated Community Stadium is Saturday the 9th of September. Kick off 3 p.m. as we welcome Maidenhead United here, and that is of course being broadcast live on TNT. Make sure you get on down here and back your boys in real life. Tickets available on our website bromleyfc.co.uk or find the bus shop Bromley here during the hours of 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on any weekday. Now this away match is Saturday the 2nd of September, this coming Saturday, as we make the journey to Austria. Once again, that is the 3 o'clock kickoff. More details available on our website, once again, bromleyfc.co.uk.
You start sunning yourself now.
We look lively at times. I think we're quite happy to let them have the ball though in certain areas. Seems like. I've not had a game where they haven't scored yet. That's how we play really. It's next though when he gets the playoffs and we get last minute winners. No, in the semi-final. And the winner is against what's it? What was that man's name? Where's he at? Joe? Oh, wow. That's what I'm saying, like they've all got all the tools to go and be half decent.
Here for this second half coverage of Bromley versus Southend United. The Ravens currently with a slender 1-goal lead. Louis Dennis with an 18th minute strike. An error at the back from Southend was punished by the Bromley number 11, and the Ravens went into the break a goal up. Dan, do you feel it was deserved?
Yeah, I think I do. I think we created better openings. It was a 50-50 half. On the balance of play, I think Bromley maybe just edged it going forward, but a good game to watch.
And one of the corner flags has fallen over down on that far side, and there was also a medical incident in the crowd for the second game running, I think, or for the second game this season. And the paramedics are brilliant at what they do, and they were straight over there and dealing with it. A big shout out to the stewards as well, who were making everybody aware of the situation. And there is somebody being treated in the north terrace of the ground at the moment, as this corner flag is being dealt with now. I'm not sure what the issue is. And it seems like the corner flag is back in position now. Referee Kirsty Dow and assistant Alex Bradley in conversation over there with a member of the ground staff. And I'm not sure what is going on here. This is not an issue that was apparent during the half-time break, and it looks like the corner flag might have to be changed. And meanwhile, we are awaiting, all the players are out on the pitch, we are awaiting a replacement corner flag to be brought onto the pitch, which the steward at the tunnel, Bill, is bringing on two. And I think the corner flag is broken, is what the groundsman is saying there. There's a little base which slots into the hole, which has snapped off. And the groundsman's having a chat about it here with somebody, but needs to go and get it sorted as the game is being delayed here. It looks like somebody is being lifted now away from the North Terrace to be treated, and getting a round of applause from the Bromley supporters. Doesn't look too pleasant, Dan. It looks like a young man over there, a child, and we hope he's okay. Some things are more important than football, but it looks like he may have taken a fall in the terrace over there. It does get a bit boisterous, doesn't it, when the fans start chanting and the ball goes into the back of the net, and looks like somebody's just taken a little bit of a fall there as he's walked around the ground by the stewards. And we're still awaiting the corner flag issue to be resolved here, as the players are having a little game of kickabout. It's odd that this issue didn't surface itself during the break, Dan, and has waited till the start of the game. We are just now awaiting a replacement corner flag, as it appears the unit at the bottom of the actual pole, which sticks it into the ground, has broken or snapped. And we'll wait and see here. But we're still waiting. Apologies, this isn't a very entertaining opening to the second half, an entertaining 4 minutes at all, as we're awaiting a corner flag to be put in here. And I'm not sure really what's going on. It's difficult to see. There is a corner flag that is now in position in the base, and it looks like the game can go on. It's not the same corner flag as we have on the other side, but it'll do. And the ironic jeers go. We are ready to get underway again. Underway as the young man who fell at the front of the terrace there is taken away for treatment, and we hope he's okay. And we're underway, Dan, for this second half after what seems like an age with the corner flag there. Header out of play by Taylor for a throw to Bromley. What do Bromley need to do in this half?
Just more of the same. Defended well in the first half. Looked to still create openings and get shots off and test end eye in that Southend goal.
Here's Whiteley thinking about a shot early on here. Whiteley's challenged very well by Taylor. He's just looking to crack the shot away there, wasn't he? And we know that he's got a strike on him, as Michael Cheek is penalised for a challenge on Fonguk over there.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Corey Whiteley, I remember that shot against Barney, which thundered against the crossbar from 35-40 yards out, and I was hoping for more of the same there, just as he looked to get that extra yard of space to get the shot off.
And it will be a goal kick to Bromley there, as Webster just seized the ball behind, and it was almost rolling at a snail's pace there, the ball. But nobody attacked it from a Southend perspective. What would you be thinking if you were Kevin Mark? Would you be making any changes? 4 players on the bench for them: Callum Powell, Jack Wood, Jason Dimitriou and Ollie Coker.
I'll probably be looking at the next 10 to 15 minutes, see if anything improves, see if his side can get on top, and if it can't, whether the score stays at 1-0, whether you look towards your attacking substitutions.
Smith with the left-footed clearance up towards Cheek, flicked on by Cheek. Miley picks it up though, gives it away though to Crowhouse, who did really well to find Whiteley. Topolodge on the overlap, here he is. Scott Morris in front of him, Topolodge taking him on. Can he get the ball into the box? Does get a ball into the box, it's a good one, it's not cleared. Here comes Michael Cheek at the back post, and he was just challenged by Jack Bridge. Arthurs though, ball still in and around the penalty area. Arthurs has just taken it out under pressure from Bridge, and Miley. Here's Arthurs again, as he just falls over the ball there, Arthurs, and loses possession. That's unfortunate. Probably looked good going forward there. The ball into the box from Topolodge was a good one.
Yeah, I don't think Michael Cheek was expecting it to go all the way and carry through to that back post.
Here's Scott Morris with a poor touch. Topolodge to Dennis. Dennis turning, finding Crowhouse, who couldn't get his touch right the first time. Can he get there before Ralph? No, Ralph defends it really well. Was the ball to Dennis a little bit too early there?
I think it was, just needed to let his teammates get up with play. Topolodge could have ran at his opponent, and also the pass to Crowhouse didn't need to be that firm.
Here's Miley to Mooney. Wiley with a brilliant challenge there to win it back. Here is Dennis, lovely touch from Topolog's ball. Whiteley's there in support, Dennis going alone at the moment. Finds Crowhouse there, opportunity maybe to pull the trigger. Ben Crowhouse into the box, goes for the shot, left-footed and clears the crossbar. Very well-worked move. Excellent touch from Dennis to take down that clearance from Topolog. Whiteley was making the run, so was Crowhouse.
Yeah, did everything right there. Michael Cheek didn't really give Dennis an option, didn't run in behind. And when he did, it was too late. He was in an offside position, but Crowhouse done everything right there. Got it onto his left foot and looked to whip it into that far post.
Taylor with the ball forwards, which is intercepted very well by Callum Reynolds. Almost nonchalant that.
Very good.
Here's Dennis.
Good defending.
I feel like that was underappreciated by the crowd there, that one.
It was an awkward one to deal with.
Topolog to Dennis. Dennis all the way back there to Webster. He was in a congested area of the pitch. Webster finds a Coley. Arthurs towards Crowhouse. It's not a good ball from Arthurs. And Crowhouse raises his arms as if, what were you doing there? Here's Scott Morris. Ball down the right-hand side to Mooney. Flag stays down, Mooney scampering into the box here. Left-footed shot across the face of goal, it's blocked. Might come to Scott Morris, another brilliant block, this time from Reynolds. And a third attempt is blocked once more. Brilliant defending by Bromley, Dan.
Yeah, brilliant, putting their bodies on the line. I think all efforts were flying on target. Grant Smith would have had something to deal with there, and fortunately for Grant Smith, his defenders got in the way of it. Brilliant defending from the home side.
And Byron Webster is feeling it a little bit, I think is the phrase I'll use. Squatting down there.
Yeah, painful one.
It's going to hurt that. Well, both sets of supporters turning out in force today. A sold out away end, a really good home crowd as well. Reynolds with the effort from distance. I think he was looking to catch Andeng and D off his line there.
Yeah, Andy Woodman just putting his arms out as if to say why. Might as well see the keeper off the line. Give it a go.
Here's Kensdale for Southend. And now Ralph with the ball over the top. Fongook's making the run. Ralph's ball has too much on it though, and that was Sale behind for a goal kick, and Bromley will take that all afternoon long. Southend will need to do better than that.
They will. The possession football that we saw from Southend in the first half, looking to gain an advantage and get in behind Bromley's back three, just seems to have disappeared. Southend, from a Southend point of view, they don't need to force it, be patient. Still a long way to go in this game. Obviously a goal down, plenty of time left in it.
James Venning's warming up over there for Bromley. How good is it to have him back, especially with Billy Bingham stepping away from full-time football?
Yeah, brilliant. Just adds that something extra.
Oh, Cheek just looking to get into the box there. I don't think he expected the ball to bounce, and his touch was just a bit heavy as he looked to progress into the box. Bromley weren't expecting to be in that position. But Ben Crowhouse potentially victim of a high foot there as he was holding onto his face.
I think he was. We saw him penalised for a high foot away at Kidderminster, which led to Pakawa's red card. And Michael Cheek really unfortunate there, just his touch letting him down, otherwise would have been in.
Coley taking the safe option with that ball forwards from Ralph, just nodding it out of play. Callum Powell is one of 3 Southend United substitutes warming up over there. Let's see if Kevin Marr makes any changes. Fongook with a twist and a turn, feeds it back to Miley. Now Bridge in towards Fongook again. Great opportunity to pull it into the box, and well held there by Grant Smith. Plenty on it, that one from Fongook.
Yeah, good goalkeeping. I think maybe Fongook should have driven it low across the box there on the floor. I think that might have been the better option.
Smith opts not to throw the ball and instead rolls it out to the edge of the penalty area. Left-footed clearance with Cardwell chasing him up towards Arthurs, headed away by Ralph. Crowhouse will battle with Fongook for it. Crowhouse wins it, but he's unable to keep possession because he's being held back by Fongook, and the foul is given.
Yeah, rightly so. Just stopped him in his tracks.
Free kick to Bromley, which I'm unsure whether Arthurs or Webster will be taking. They were going to take it quickly via Sam Woods, but instead the patient approach is adopted, and Webster just standing on the halfway line here, looking to drill one forward.
Yeah, you'd think Webster would be the one that's in the box and get one of the smaller players to drill it into the box, but instead he goes short.
Well, he's taken it short to Arthurs. Webster with a long ball into the box now, which is just straight down the throat of Andeng Ndai. And I'm not really sure what that passage of play was about or what the aim was there.
No, I think if you're going to load the box, get Webster in the box, don't let him take it, and instead he's tried to go short. And if you are going to play short, try and play through, otherwise you might as well just put it into the box first time asking.
53 minutes played here. Bromley 1, Southend United 0. Dennis with the 18th minute strike as Akoli is backpedaling there and he fouls Mooney. It'll be a free kick to Southend in a good position.
Yeah, good position is for an in-swinging free kick to get on to the attackers' heads for Southend. It's a really good opportunity this, to swing one in.
Free kick for Southend here. Mooney and Bridge both standing over it. Again, it's that left foot or right foot option, one versus the other. It will be the left foot of Dan Mooney in towards the back post. Kensdale's there. Good header away there from Topolodge. It was necessary.
Yeah, needed to make that. A few players coming in at the back post.
Kensdale was waiting. Throw in. Taken by Scott Morris. Back to Scott Morris here via Hussein. Hussein's going to go for that early delivery in towards Cardwell at the back post, and Cardwell jumped but couldn't get there, and it will sail across the penalty area and out of play for a throw to Bromley. And slight concern here as Chinakoli has gone down. He's back to his feet now, but moving a little bit gingerly.
Yeah, I think he just landed awkwardly.
Throw into Bromley here, and Arthurs will take, launching it forward up towards Cheek. It's flicked back to Ralph there. Arthurs with the header away. Dennis is chasing it. Here's Whiteley. Whiteley to Reynolds. Reynolds now to Topolodge. Topolodge with the ball over the top. It's a lovely ball for Michael Cheek. Takes it down well, Cheek. In towards the box here. Michael Cheek goes for the shot! That's a brilliant goal that is from Michael Cheek, who scores his second goal in consecutive games. He brought it round into the box and finished off the post with his left foot. Brilliant strike. Bromley 2-0 up.
Really well taken. Ralph just got caught underneath the ball. Great first touch from Michael Cheek just to take it inside Ralph. And he just took that second touch to enable himself to get the left footed shot off. Brilliantly placed, out the reach of Ndai. Take nothing away from that delivery into Michael Cheek. Brilliant ball over the top from Topolodge. Just over the head of Ralph. Michael Cheek taking it down and slotting it away into that far corner. And Michael Cheek, who got his first goal of the season on Friday night, has backed it up with another this afternoon. Brilliantly taken. And just like Akoli's first goal on Friday, I think a goal in front of this home crowd will give Michael Cheek a bit of a boost as well.
And what a well-taken goal it was. He just dribbled it round. He took the ball down really well. What a ball from Topolodge.
Yeah, excellent. Just over the head of Ralph, just got caught underneath it. Played the right passes in that attack for Bromley.
Well, they say 2-0 is a dangerous scoreline, and Southend United now have a corner. Looking like Bridge will take this one. Standing over it, raising his right arm and delivering it in. It's a good delivery. It's not goalwards. It might come here for Hussein, who finds the back of the net. Just as we say that, Southend strike back. Noor Hussein with the volley from just inside the box there. And just as soon as Bromley have a second, Southend are right back in it now.
Yeah, the ball fell to that back post, and it's a low drive. I think it might have taken a slight deflection. Grant Smith, who had come out for the original corner to try and deal with it, had to get back into a position which was tough for him to get back into at that near post. There was a lot of bodies in front of him, and I think it has taken a little nick and flown into that near post. And just as Bromley, like you say, Matt, get that second goal, Southend have found a way back into this game straight away.
Well, I think we're going to see a double change coming up as well for Southend, and I think something was thrown onto the pitch there potentially.
It was
coming from the general direction of the away end. I'm not sure what, but Jack Bridge has removed it, and all of a sudden it's game on again, literally right from the kick-off, Dan.
Yeah, not what Bromley would have wanted. They would have wanted to have got that second goal, which they've done, and then just compose themselves and just manage the next 10-15 minutes. But instead Southend are now on the up.
Here comes Southend again with Bridge on that left-hand side. Taking down the pass from Fonguk. Bridge going up against Okoli here. Okoli with a great challenge, and Bridge wins it back. Bridge into the box. It's not dealt with. Hussein again with the header into the turf and then into the arms of Grant Smith.
Yeah, good save. Straight at him. Did well to hold on to it. It was a good, powerful downward header.
And once again, the away support have sparked into life, Dan.
They have. They were in good voice before the game, and that goal's lifted them and the team. Bromley just needs to ride this next 5-10 minutes or so, try and get the next goal in this game.
Might come here for Dennis. Ralph with the header away. Arthur sent it back in towards Dennis. Dennis unable to get there. Bridge with the clearance. It will find Sam Woods. Woods playing it forward again and can't keep it in play there. Throw in to Southend. They've got a bit of wind in their sails after that goal.
They have, and it's indicated Andy Woodman to go and get a couple of players warmed up.
Are we going to see James Vennings coming on? Reynolds with a clearance there after the ball was loose.
Should have just played it to Top Lodge there, just kept possession of the ball. Southend on the ascendancy. Had better options there, Reynolds, rather than just giving it straight back to them.
I think we'll be seeing Ollie Coker, Southend United Academy graduate, coming on shortly, as weighed in with a couple of goals in the National League so far this term. Looks like he's getting ready to come on, and James Vennings for Bromley as well, so both managers having a throw of the dice.
Yeah, it'd be good to see Vennings come on. Obviously got that injury first game of the season. Be good to see him on.
Taylor thwarted by Whiteley. Now here come Bromley with Dennis. Dennis skipping through challenges and pulling it back there. Could have played the advantage. Yellow card given to Dan Mooney, but wow, that's a big decision.
Yeah, should have easily played advantage there. Crowhouse was in. Louis Dennis thought his touch has just evaded him. Got there in the end and played it to Michael Cheek, and all of a sudden it was a 2v2. Crowhouse was in, driving at that 18-yard box, and instead the referee pulls it back for a free kick, which Bromley fans will feel aggrieved that the referee didn't allow play to continue. But nonetheless, it is a chance to get the ball into the box, float one into that back post.
Substitution for Southend United, replacing number 18 was Fonguk, is number 28, Ollie Coker.
Well, Fonguk is off. Coker is on. Thoughts on Fonguk this afternoon?
I think he's done well. Wasn't really much of an understanding between him and Cardwell. They didn't really link up too well. I think Cardwell had the better of the chances in the moments in the game.
Here's Whiteley with the ball into the box, which is a little bit heavy. Webster will try and keep it in, and he does really well, Webster. Woods in the box with the header forward. It's cleared by Southend. The keeper called for it. Defence didn't listen. Headed away by Ralph there. Throw into Bromley. Ultimately did what they had to do, did enough there.
Well, it should have actually been a free kick to Southend there. Brian Webster's completely pulled the shirt of Scott Morris. Poor clearance from the Southend man to keep the attack alive for Bromley.
62 minutes played at the relocated Community Stadium. Bromley 2, Southend United 1. Louis Dennis and Michael Cheek for Bromley. And right after that second goal from Michael Cheek, Southend pull one back through Hussein. Ball's played into the box there. It's an awkward one for Andeng Ndi, as he had to backpedal there to catch it. The ball just seemed to evade everyone.
Good goalkeeper. He just kept his eye on the ball. Thought it was destined to at least take one touch off a Bromley or Southend player.
Taylor. Scott Morris. Taylor. Cheek closing Kensdale down, forcing him back to Taylor. Taylor with the ball over the top, intercepted by Reynolds and cleared by Reynolds. Might come for Crowhouse here, who rises above everyone and just still looks so energetic and fit.
Does, brilliant to see. There's that engine in that midfield. Him, Whiteley and Woods have played well in that midfield three this afternoon, been really impressed with them.
Just looks like the brakes have been put on the James Vennings substitution momentarily, as Bromley looks to clear their lines here with Dan Mooney in the box. It's all a bit risky. Reynolds with a poor clearance. Gotta say, had a lot more time there. Gifting Southend possession. Here's Miley. Hussein. Now Bridge. Back to Hussein. Hussein with a dangerous ball in towards the back post, and it sails across the 6-yard box and wide of goal. To the joy of Grant Smith there, who I think was just waiting for someone to stick a boot out.
Yeah, really good delivery there into an area of uncertainty where the keeper, Grant Smith, couldn't come for it. And we are going to see James Vennings now. Be good to see him back in that midfield. I'm intrigued to see who's going to be sacrificed here for Bromley, with Southend on the ascendancy. Vennings just going to provide that pair of extra legs in the midfield. But Southend looking promising, putting dangerous balls into the box, which as of yet Bromley have dealt with well.
Goal kick there by Smith, flicked on by Cheek. Dennis will chase it, half cleared away, and actually well cleared away there, as Bridge has a second bite of the cherry to clear the ball, and does.
Yeah, you just know that Michael Cheek's going to win those headers, and this time Dennis and Whiteley both gambled on the flick on, being into space.
Throw into Bromley, and we're going to see the change here, Dan.
Yeah, James Vennings going to be coming on, and it is Ben Cloughouse, that is making way. I'm surprised. I think he's been one of Bromley's better players this afternoon, and he's put in a good shift nonetheless. Up and down from box to box, created things for Bromley and defended well, particularly in that first half with 2 good challenges. But it's always good to see James Vennings back. Obviously got that injury first game of the season.
Well, we have an entertaining game on our hands here, and it could still go either way, this, couldn't it?
It could. It's an end-to-end game. I think it's picked up a bit since the first half. The first half was a good game to watch, and I think now both sides have opened up a little bit. Southend going to be on the attack now in search of that equaliser, and Bromley are going to be looking to try and get that third goal to settle the game and see the game off.
Well, the referee, Kirsty Dow, has overruled Valanekwe, the assistant referee there, who flagged for a Bromley throw-in. Referee disagrees. It's given Southend's way. Here's Taylor. Now Mooney. Taylor again. Mooney. Mooney with the ball in towards the box. It's blocked by Whiteley, and then Reynolds is able to clear, but Reynolds not able to find a white shirt.
Yeah, a bit sloppy that.
I'm surprised to see Cloughouse going off. I thought he was still our most energetic player on the pitch.
Yeah, I think he's one of our better ones. It's fresh legs for fresh legs. I'm sure James Vennings will put a shift in.
That said, it's great to have James Vennings back, as we've been talking about. He's certainly been a miss for Bromley in these past few games, as he's penalised for a foul, just as I say that. Free kick to Southend. Oh, frog in your throat, Dan.
Yeah, just a bit. Sorry.
Very polite of you to take the microphone off before you did that. Here comes Southend again. It's a shot from distance, and it's straight into the arms of Grant Smith there via Dan Mooney. It was a well-struck effort. If that takes a deflection, you're in trouble as a goalkeeper.
Yeah, you've got to get your eye on that ball. A lot of bodies in front of you, travelling at pace through that box.
Grant Smith with the ball hit, clearing upfield, headed away by Ralph. Oxford United 1, Boreham Wood 0, Barnet 2, Ebbsfleet United 1. Thank you to those of you providing the updates. It's been an interesting start to the season across the National League, hasn't it? And
Yeah.
it's interesting to see, with Notts County and Wrexham no longer involved,
No.
who is really going to be that front runner.
Well, you saw Chesterfield, the signings they made in the summer, players of Royal Greeks calibre. And Chesterfield started well. Hartlepool looking to bounce straight back up, and they've started well, losing the opening game of the season and winning every game since. I think it's wide open this year. And a few sides that have started poorly and would have expected to have started better. It's a long season, still 40 odd games to play. It's a long way to go. It'll be an interesting campaign to see how it folds.
Scott Morris to Taylor there, blocked by Topolodge. Brilliant play from him. Dennis with a lovely touch, just tries to take it away from his man and can't, and tries to do it all himself there. It was a tough job. He did really well there, Dennis, and so did Topolodge. Half header away there from Reynolds, who does really well to get back in position and thwart Coker's second effort. Cheek chasing Kensdale here, and it's a poor effort. Can it fall here for Dennis? Maybe Whiteley. It's Dennis. Dennis goes for the low shot, and it just trickles there into the arms of Andeng Ndi.
Yeah, I thought it was just going to take a deflection there, and wrong foot Indy. Thought it was going to travel down the middle of that goal. Good play from Michael Cheek. Ball from the Southend defender who just didn't get his touch right.
Miley to Mooney. Mooney thwarted by Arthurs, who finds Cheek. Cheek to Dennis. Bromley needs some more support getting forwards here. Dennis is unable to progress as there's a challenge in there from Miley, who wins the ball back. Now Kensdale. Southend looking to make another change here.
Yeah, just seen Adam Marriott be called over by Andy Woodburn.
Interesting. Attack, the best form of defence maybe. But we are getting ready to see a second change for Southend, which you'd imagine will happen at the next dead ball. Here's Hussein. Now Jack Bridge taking on Arthur's Bridge with the ball in towards the back post. Sails across, but Scott Morris is there to pick it up and he lofts it back in. Headed away by Webster. Bridge trying to continue to make things happen here. Comes back to Miley. Now Scott Morris again. Southend playing some good stuff here. Scott Morris getting away from Top Lodge into the box. Scott Morris goes for the shot. Well blocked by Reynolds again. Whiteley doing really well to keep it in play there. Brilliant from Corey Whiteley. That is absolutely superb commitment to the cause.
Yeah, brilliant. Done really well to keep it on, and now he's got the effects of that challenge.
Oh, I know. Not a convincing clearance there from Handeng indeed. Dennis was almost in between that. Was almost able to pick it up.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been the first time this afternoon either.
I wonder who's going to come off for Bromley for Adam Marriott, Dan.
It's an interesting one. I'd be surprised if it's Dennis or Cheek. I would think it might be one of the midfielders, maybe Whiteley or...
Here come Bromley then with Whiteley driving forward. He's still got so much pace and energy, playing it through there for Dennis, and it's just not the right ball for Dennis. Just not the right ball. Jack Wood is going to be the player coming on for Southend, and it looks like Dan Mooney might be coming off.
Yeah, it was the right idea. Make that run in behind.
Miley to Coker. Coker now to Miley again. The two of them just passing it around amongst themselves. Here's Ralph, the skipper for the Shrimpers. Over to Bridge, who's caused Bromley problems, as we know he would. Now Hussein, who's been impressive as well. Here he is again. Hussein, and the offside flag is up against him. Not such a tight call, that one.
No, I watched Okoli play there. He didn't stand off, didn't expect that little quick 1-2. Could have been caught in danger there. And we will see Adam Marriott coming on for Bromley. Be interesting to see who's coming off, whether it is Dennis or Cheek. Obviously Marriott being a forward player, unless he's taking a defender off and changing the formation, but being 2-1 up, you would expect Andy to not take any of his defenders off in this situation. Louis Dennis is the man to come off. Surprising. I think he's Bromley's creative spark, but he is the man to come off, and I'm sure Marriott will have a good link up with Michael Cheek. Quite similar players in terms of being that man to play off the last defender and look to get involved with play in the build-up play.
Ralph with the header away there. So 2 changes apiece now. Southend, of course, only with 4 players on the bench this afternoon. Oh, that's nice from Grant Smith there, just feigning the clearance and letting it roll under his boot.
Yeah, brilliant.
Well, I think he had Cardwell there.
He did. He got across quick. He made a decision. You want your keepers to make quick decisions. If they're going to gamble, they've got to gamble.
I think Harry Caldwell, sorry, just bringing a comparison here, is a bit like Michael Cheek. He only needs 1 chance.
Yeah.
And that's it, really. And we'll see whether he gets that throughout the rest of this game. .71 minutes played here as Jack Bridge comes forward. Bridge with the cross in towards Cardwell, headed away. Reynolds will have to get it further away and does. Taylor, good challenge by Marriott, and now Bromley can come forward here, playing it round the corner to Cheek. He'll need some support though, he's all alone at the moment. Marriott getting forward as well. Whiteley is the target, but the ball wasn't good enough, unfortunately. And Michael Cheek did the hard stuff so well there, didn't he?
Yeah, I think the defender read it well. He read where Michael Cheek was going to try and play it. He saw that Corey Whiteley was making a run in behind him. Good defending from the Southend man.
Long ball forwards there from Ralph. Smith should be able to just see that behind for a goal kick, and does. I think Wood was in there trying to chase it up and close down the defence, but a change of pace left for both sides. Dan Mooney coming off. What did you make of him today?
Thought he done well. I thought he got involved in play. He had to come a little bit deeper in that first half to try and get involved. He wasn't getting on the ball much in between the lines, and Mooney just managed to create a few openings there to help Southend get back into this game.
Coley with the header away. Here's Miley coming forwards as Southend win possession once again. Just over 15 minutes left on the clock here. Played in towards the box, and Wood, good footwork from him. Whiteley with a brilliant challenge to win it back. Here comes Cheek now, needs some support. Who's there to provide it? Vennings is there. Marriott's making a run forward. Vennings opting to take the patient approach, and Woods is just clattered into there by Wood. And it's got to be a free kick for Bromley. I'm surprised Wood isn't being yellow carded here for that challenge on Woods. He just sort of jumped into him. It was very clumsy.
He did, yeah. Good play from Woods, just to get his body in front, just get his body in between the man and the ball.
What have you made of Sam Woods so far today? Obviously second starting appearance in a Bromley shirt, and second appearance of the competitive season, if you like.
Yeah, I think he's been good. He screened that defence well. He's put in a few good challenges, broken up play. In the first half, he didn't allow Southend to try and play through the lines. Instead, Southend had to create their chances through crosses.
Coley with the ball forwards, looking to pick out Cheek. Cheek with the header into the box. Marriott's there, shields it really well. Adam Marriott finds Whiteley in some space. Whiteley twisting and turning, gets it in towards the box. Ball across the face of goal for Marriott, who turns, and it's just thwarted there by Scott Morris, who clears into the path of Hussein. Bodies trying to get back for Bromley as Southend load those yellow shirts forward. Here's Bridge. Bridge toying with Coley over there on the far side, getting the ball into the box. It's headed away by Whiteley of all players. Back to Bridge though, back to where it came from. Still Bridge here, who slips over, loses his footing, but he manages to get up and get the ball again. Hussein being forced back there by Woods, who's doing a good job there of just forcing it back. Well done, Sam Woods again.
Yeah, brilliant. Good persistent play. Fair play to Jack Bridge for not giving it up. Now Southend still remain on the attack.
Coker to Taylor now via Miley. Coker again. Scott Morris with the early ball in, blocked by Reynolds. Whiteley and Topolodge looking to clear. And no foul given there. Bromley players had stopped as it's drilled into the 6-yard box and into the arms of Grant Smith, but everybody just stopped there.
He got played to the whistle. Whiteley expecting a free kick. The linesman right down by where the challenge took place. Didn't give anything, didn't flag, and Whiteley was just expecting that flag to go up. Good job that Grant Smith was on hand to claim.
Smith rolls it out here with 77 minutes on the clock now. Cheek taking one down there, just wasn't able to keep hold of it. It was unexpected again. Vennings not able to latch onto it. Now here come Southend again with Hussein playing it through towards Cardwell in the box, but there's too much on that one, and it's straight through to Grant Smith, who will pick it up.
Yeah, good idea. Good run from Cardwell, playing off the last man, looking to get in behind.
Smith with the left-footed ball forwards up towards Cheek. Marriott will chase it as Ralph looks to clear. Marriott just making a nuisance of himself out there, which is good to see.
Yeah, and he's making runs off of Michael Cheek. Almost saw it there where Cheek flicks it on into that 18-yard box.
Here he is again, Marriott playing it in towards Cheek. Cheek heading it through towards Sam Woods, who just couldn't get there in time. Cries of handball. But here comes Southend again with Wood, who didn't get a good touch on it, but he gets away with it. Now Hussein, who's been the engine room of that midfield today, has done very well. Here's Bridge. Bridge back to Hussein, that's nice. Hussein into the box, half cleared by Webster, and Arthur's might need to get it away. He can't. Appeals for a penalty there. Flag stays down. Bridge with the ball back into the box. Reynolds puts his foot through it to clear. Marriott will try and hold off the challenge here. Does really well, Adam Marriott, but he's all on his own. And now Coley will need to clear his lines. He's got Scott Morris bearing down on him, and he does well actually. Coker chesting that one down low from Cheek as he looked to play Corey Whiteley in, and if Corey Whiteley gets the ball there, he's running a goal, full pelt.
Yeah, right idea from Cheek. The defender just read that he was going to try and hold it up. Coley had to be alert there. Southend doing well to stop Bromley's counter-attacks, so Southend remain on the attack. They're looking dangerous when they get in behind.
Taylor to Coker. Coker with the ball in towards Cardwell in the box. It was a nice idea there, and if Cardwell gets a touch on that, it's difficult for Grant Smith.
Yeah, brilliant reverse pass. I think Bromley expected the pass to be played out wide, but instead the reverse pass almost catching Byron Webster out. Bromley's shape needs to remain organised in these last few moments.
Clearance upfield, looking for Cheek there. He's having his shirt pulled, and having his shirt pulled again there, clear as day. I can't understand how that's not a booking. And Callum Reynolds is going to get a card here for kicking the ball away, but where's the card for the shirt pull, referee?
Yeah, poor Michael Cheek clearly had his shirt pulled there. Clear foul. The referee hasn't spotted it, but instead spotted Callum Reynolds putting the ball out of play.
And Callum Reynolds taking one for the team there. 79 minutes played, and no signs of a final change for Bromley yet. Would you be making any, Dan?
I wouldn't at the moment. I'd like it to just stay how it is. Got the subs on the pitch. They've got a feel for the game now. The players that are on the pitch can hopefully see this out, remain solid, remain organised, remain in shape. There is Jack Bridge, plays it into Hussein, who is in an offside position. And Hussein will be disappointed with that. He's looking right across the line. Right idea from Jack Bridge just to play it into that third man run.
Well, Southend have made their final change, Dan. Jason Demetriou coming on. I'm very surprised Callum Powell hasn't come on today. But I think he was due to come on earlier, and Kevin Marr changed his mind. Smith with the clearance upfield, headed away by Ralph. Whiteley's up there. So is Sam Woods. He wins it. Here's Topolodge. Topolodge driving through challenges. Playing it through there towards Bennings. Vital interception from Ralph. Bromley still coming forwards here as Southend struggle to clear their lines. They've done so now. Header on to Demetriou, who's got some space to play with here. Demetriou with the crossfield ball, picking out Hussein. Hussein with the cross in towards the back post. Woods can't get there. Demetriou gets there. Coker with the effort, blocked again by Callum Reynolds, who's just been a brick wall.
Yeah, brilliant. Last ditch defending. Southend attacking well, playing the right passes.
Demetriou with the ball in, headed away by Webster. Marriott has been climbed on there by Ralph, and again the referee's not interested. I don't understand it. Nothing to say, have you?
2 or 3 occasions now that's happened. Nothing's been given.
Here is Wood over towards Hussein, and now Bridge just taking his time on the ball here, finding Ralph. Ralph unable to keep the ball in play, but he does force a corner. Chinakoli there with the block, and this is of course, Dan, where their goal came from, Southend.
Yeah, good defending from Macaulay, just stood his man up, didn't allow the cross to get in. Probably need to be alert to the second ball. That is, you're right, that's where their goal came from, that second ball, that second phase of play. Once the first one had been cleared, they need to be alert to it.
Now the referee's blown the whistle for something untoward here. I'm not sure what's happened, but she's walking over to, I think, is it Wood? She's walking over to Jack Wood and just saying, calm down. I'm not sure what had happened there. 82 minutes played as this corner for Southend is whipped in by Jack Bridge, headed away by Cheek, with Smith also looking to punch it. Taylor, Bridge again, laid back for Hussein. Hussein taking on Vennings, getting the cross into the box. Well held again, Grant Smith. What more can you say?
Yeah, brilliant goalkeeping, commanding his 6-yard box well, coming out and claiming it, taking the pressure away from his defenders. Probably need a spell of possession now just to keep the ball and manage the game.
Here's Woods. Woods unsure where to go. finds Okoli. I don't think Okoli was expecting that.
Bit risky.
Smith with the clearance. Marriott takes it down really well. Great touch, Adam Marriott. Ball over the top there from Sam Woods. Will be chased here by Marriott. And it's an awkward one there for the goalkeeper, who just has to almost jump or keep on his toes there.
Yeah, Kensdale almost heading over his own keeper. Whiteley and Cheek putting him under pressure.
Here's Cardwell to Coker. Cardwell back to Wood. Great save, Grant Smith. I can't believe the offside flag's still down. Webster engineering himself out of the difficult
What's a
position.
save.
Really well. Brilliant save, Grant Smith. And Adam Marriott doing really well there to pressure going forward, and Bromley win a corner. I can't believe the offside flag stayed down there.
Well, from here it's tough to see. I'm sure fans behind the linesman down that far side would have seen better than we have, but brilliant passing in and around the D of that 18-yard box. Southend found the opening. Is that the big missed opportunity gone for Southend, or will there be another?
Topolodge with the throw, headed away by Taylor. Coker picks it up and smashes it up towards Cardwell. Webster will just nod it back to Grant Smith there inside his own penalty area. That is another example of just how impressive Grant Smith has been, really.
Yeah, been excellent. The amount of top-class saves that he's made in all games so far that he's played in this National League season. A top keeper. I think he read it well as well. I think he read that the ball was going to be played towards that far post once the Southend player had opened his body out.
Reynolds with a header away. Woods helps it on. Marriott is offside, and correctly so, I have to say. Yep. Just by margin. Here comes Southend wanting to get things underway once more. 84 minutes played here at the relocated Community Stadium. Bromley 2, Southend United 1. Dennis and Cheek for Bromley. Hussein for Southend. Here he is now, Hussein, with the ball in towards the edge of the box, and Cardwell, not sure what he was aiming at there, Cardwell. He seemed to flick it up, and that allowed Jude Arthurs time to clear it.
Once again, the good passage of play from Southend, moving the ball well.
Bridge. And now Hussein going for the effort, cleared away by Callum Reynolds, and Whiteley will look to chase this now and potentially create an attack here. Driving forwards, Corey Whiteley playing it round the corner for Michael Cheek. Whiteley making the run on the inside as he's played it through to Whiteley there, and it's well defended by Southend. Corner to Bromley.
Yeah, brilliant play from Whiteley just to get his team up the pitch. Good pace. Made the right passes as well, and didn't just stop once he played his pass. Got into the box, got himself into a good position where Michael Cheek could lay it into his path. Just a little bit ahead of him. Brilliant play from Corey Whiteley on the counter-attack. And Bromley will take this at this stage of the game, getting the ball into this far corner. I'm sure they'll try and load the box and get this elusive third goal that Bromley needs. Southend are on top at the moment.
86 minutes played. Corner to Bromley. Webster making his way up for it. Wood is staying back for Southend, or is he? No, he's coming back into the box. Okoli with the header, and he just didn't connect with it.
No, it's a shame.
In any way, shape or form to direct it goalwards.
No, Webster was right behind him, waiting to head it goalwards. Okoli on the stretch. I think Webster would have been the better option if he'd just given him a shout.
Goal kick to Southend taken quickly, as you can imagine. Here's Taylor. Demetriou. Coker with the ball over the top, and it's a poor ball over the top as it sails out of play there for a throw-in. And are you hedging your bets on injury time here at all?
I'm going to go with 5. I think 5 would be a fair amount. Once again, in this half, there hasn't been too many stoppages in terms of lengthy ones.
We've had the 2 goals, we've had 5 substitutions. May eat up more time than we think. Michael Cheek being pulled back there, and nice to see him getting a decision there, as hasn't happened earlier on in this game.
No, first time out of 4 or 5.
Free kick to Bromley. It'll be interesting to see what approach they take here. Would you be trying to get a third, or would you be playing it safe?
I would be. It's a tough one. I'd say up until the 90th minute, the next few minutes, just keep it in their half, just keep possession, but just make sure you're set up defensively for any counter-attacks that Southend might pose.
Throw into Bromley here as Topolodge turned away from Demetriou there.
Just got to keep possession now, Bromley. Whether it is in either half, just keep it, manage the game.
It's back to Topolodge here from Vennings. Topolodge still battling over in that corner there. Still Topolodge here as he goes down under a challenge. Nothing given. Throw into Bromley in the end. Assistant referee Alex Bradley fairly confident on that one, despite the distance. Here's Vennings. Marriott and Topolodge going in for challenges there. Topolodge is adjudged to have fouled Demetriou. Thoughts?
Yeah, it's a tough one to call that. The ball's in the corner, there's a lot going on.
Coley with the header away. Vennings takes it down and will look to drive forwards here via Topolodge. Topolodge back to Vennings, back to Topolodge. Nice play this. Vennings sees it open up for him, plays the ball around the corner for Marriott. Great challenge by Taylor. Last ditch tackle was exactly what he needed to do.
It was. I think the flag was just about to go up if Marriott had won the ball there. Made the right idea, done the right thing, looked to run in behind the centre half.
Here is Kensdale. We are shortly going to be seeing the allocated injury time. Are you going to go for a number? Have a guess?
I'm going to go 5.
5?
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Kensdale again. Over to Ralph. Ralph to Bridge. Bridge to Hussein. Now Kensdale again. Southend throwing everything forward here. We're around 30 seconds from the end of normal time. Demetriou to Coker. Coker looking for Cardwell around the corner there, and it just goes out of play for a goal kick to Bromley. And the board is being readied. You've guessed 5. Let's see what there is, but that is the end of normal time. We're now into injury time.
There we are. Thought the whistle would be given for a free kick
I
there.
think it's looking like 7 to me from what I can see over there. 7. Goodness me. Wow.
Well, Bromley are going to make 2 more substitutions, it looks like, unless I think Andy might have just sat Tom Miller back down. And Michael Cheek once again has been fouled. It's the second time he's finally been given one now. Demetriou going straight through him.
7 minutes, Dan.
Yeah, wasn't expecting that, I'll be honest.
7 minutes at Wembley, wasn't it?
It was.
But that was without these regulations in place, so there were true stoppages that day.
I think that game might have meant just a bit more.
Well, every game means a lot.
It does.
Here's Cheek. Challenged. Vennings. Vennings to Reynolds. Reynolds to Whiteley. Whiteley with the ball around the corner. Cheek is going to be flagged offside here, and I'm not sure on that one.
No, I don't agree with that. I think he bent his run. I think he was onside. The linesman in line with it. I'm not too sure about that one. Good finish though.
Very good finish. A minute into 7, or a minimum of 7 additional minutes. As the ball is played over the top, they're looking for Miley. Miley gets there. Webster's closing him down. Miley loses possession. Good play from Webster there. He just threw him off a little bit. Nice triangle there between Webster, Arthurs and Vennings. Cleared up the pitch by Webster. But straight back into Southend hands. They're winning every second ball now.
They are. They're up for it. 7 minutes is in their favour.
Bridge is going to go for the cross. It's deflected. It comes to the edge of the box and Coker, it's blocked. And that will be a corner to Southend. And I think that effort was heading goalwards.
I think it was. It was heading on target. I think Grant Smith would have been scrambling to his right. Had the Bromley player not got a block on it.
Corner to Southend. Jack Bridge to take as he launches in another good delivery. It's half cleared. Whiteley will have to get something on it, and Whiteley does clear over his shoulder. Very well given the circumstances. And Byron Webster is down here.
Yeah, not too sure. There was a lot going on in that 6-yard box. Done well to get the first header. And Corey Whiteley subsequently doing well to clear it.
I'm really surprised Callum Powell hasn't come on in this game.
Same, got a bit of pace, hasn't he?
Miley with the ball into the box, headed away by Reynolds, but only to Hussein on the edge of the box, who takes a touch, left-footed drive, it's blocked. Michael Cheek Clears. Dimitriou misses it, but Southend have it back with Dimitriou. Now Coker once more. 2.5 minutes of the additional 7 have been played here. Jack Bridge finding its way there to Coker. Coker is challenged by Arthurs, who will just run and run and run here. Still Arthurs making that run forwards, taking it into the opposition corner. Needs some support. And Arthurs goes down under a challenge. It's going to be a throw, but what a run that was.
Yeah, brilliant. Got his team up the pitch. We saw Whiteley do it recently, a few minutes ago.
Ball played through looking for Cardwell, headed away by Coley. Arthurs went down in an off-the-ball incident there. Referee not interested. Doesn't seem to be much doing with Arthurs. With a good tackle there, and I think he's going to get a booking here.
Yeah, I think it's just the fact that Southend are playing through into Bromley's half. They're on the counter-attack. Jude Arthur's getting that yellow card. I think he kind of had to make it, take one for the team. Southend were on the attack.
It looks like Todd Miller might be coming on in these dying moments. Can you see the logic behind that?
I can. Pair of fresh legs. Get his team up the pitch.
Just over 3 minutes left to play. Southend coming forward here with Bridge, looking dangerous. Bridge with the ball into the box, cleared away by Cheek, and it will be a throw-in, a corner, no. Corner awarded.
Yeah, brilliant defending from Cheek at that near post.
Bridge with the delivery again. It's another troubling one, and it's into the arms of Grant Smith, who does really, really well again. That's so much harder than it looks, Dan.
It is brilliant. Brilliant commanding of his goal and his area from Grant Smith. He's done that really well this afternoon. Commanded his box well, taking the pressure off his defenders.
Smith with the clearance. It's a great one to find Whiteley. Whiteley can't latch onto it. It bounces off the head of Cheek. Taylor back to Andeng Ndi, who is playing around with the ball here. That's a risky one with 3 Bromley players around. Tries to go for the short option. Here comes Southend though. Reynolds with the header forward, and that will go straight back through to the goalkeeper with 2 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, brilliant play from Southend to play the way out from the back, but Reynolds, good defensive header.
Coker with the ball forward, looking for Cardwell, headed away by Coley, but it'll only come to Jack Bridge over there, who controls the ball with his face there, before driving at Arthurs once more, taking it away from him, with the ball into the box. Wood at the back post, opportunity, brilliant block there. I think it was Topolodge who just put his body on the line, nothing else mattered. Topolodge just threw himself at the ball there, heroic defending.
Yeah, brilliant last ditch challenge from Topolodge. I actually thought that the Southend substitute had actually handballed it before he got his shot off, but Bromley players didn't stand still and wait for a decision. They got their bodies in front of it, made an excellent block. They've still got defending to do though from this corner.
Corner to Southend, and with Mooney off the pitch now, Jack Bridge will come over to this near side and take it, having just taken several on the far side of the pitch. We're into the final minute now as Jack Bridge launches in another good delivery. Woods with the header away. Players go down in the edge of the box. It was Vennings, I think, who went down. Whiteley chasing Jack Bridge back here. Bridge is fouled by Corey Whiteley, is he? Yes. And that's an unnecessary challenge to make, I feel.
Yeah, didn't need to do it. You could see it happening. Whiteley was getting too close to him. Just needed to give him an extra yard. Last 30 seconds. I'm sure that Southend have put this one into the box.
Well, they were going to take the short option and take it quickly, but Miley was going to do it. It's going to be Coker to take it now. Final 30 seconds, less than that now of injury time. It's going to be Coker. It's going to be right-footed. It's a delivery, a deep delivery, headed away by Coley. Whiteley will chase it. Whiteley will head it on to Arthurs, who will just run it forward here. Arthurs just running and running and running, taking it away from Coker, and Coker does well to recover and win it back. And that is 7 minutes. 7 minutes have now elapsed. Vennings with an interception there on a challenge. It's going to be a throw to Southend. 7 minutes have been played. And the referee again stops the game. 2 balls on the pitch for the second time this afternoon.
Marriott with a bit of time wasting going on there.
Marriott chasing Kinsdale, making it difficult for him. We are now 30 seconds over the allocated injury time. Header away there from Reynolds. Hussein. Back to Taylor. Taylor with the ball into the box. Simple save for Grant Smith, and that should be just about that.
Yeah, brilliant keeping again. Surprised we played this extra minute over added time. There wasn't any stoppages in it, but Grant Smith once again has stopped Southend from levelling. And we are moments away now from Bromley's first goal.
And Bromley have the 3 points here today. What a game of football, Dan.
Yeah, brilliant end-to-end stuff. Once the goals went in, the game opened up. A 50-50 KG first few moments, but once the goals went in, the game opened up. Southend on the attack, trying to get that all-important equaliser. Scoring straight after Bromley got the second. Southend were on the ascendancy after that. Bromley just playing counter-attacking football at that point. A really, really good game to watch. And Bromley's first 3 points of the season come at home against a side who have started the season really well compared to the home side this season. But Bromley get that all-elusive first 3 points, and hopefully Bromley can kick on from here. Southend will be looking to get back to winning ways next week and keep their off-the-field problems away from the pitch. But a really good game to watch. Southend came in their numbers, great support from them. Brilliant home crowd, got behind the side. And we go again next week. Bromley 2, Southend United 1.
UCFB is the university campus of football business, with our campuses based at the iconic Wembley Stadium in London and our Etihad campus in Manchester. Once graduated from UCFB, you'll have gained the relevant skills and experience to start your career in sports. Over 90% of UCFB grads are in full-time employment within 6 months of graduating, and 2/3 are working in football and sport. Here at UCFB, we have graduates in some of the world's top sporting organisations. UCFB have produced multiple alumni that have worked in 19 out of the 20 Premier League clubs and 49 out of the 72 EFL clubs. Our students have access to regular guest speaker sessions where we bring in experienced names from the world of football to help and inspire students on their path to success. If you're passionate about sport and ready to kick off your career in one of the world's most exciting industries, head to ucfb.ac.uk to find out more.
His first goal of the season on Friday night. Has backed it up with another this afternoon. Brilliantly taken. And just like Okoli's first goal on Friday, I think a goal in front of this home crowd will give Michael Cheek a bit of a boost as well.
And what a well-taken goal it was. He just dribbled it round. He took the ball down really well. What a ball from Topolodge.
Yeah, excellent. Just over the head of Ralph, just got caught underneath it. Played the right passes in that attack for Bromley.
Well, they say 2-0 is a dangerous scoreline, and Southend United now have a corner. Looking like Bridge will take this one. Standing over it, raising his right arm and delivering it in. It's a good delivery. It's not goalwards. It might come here for Hussein, who finds the back of the net. Just as we say that, Southend strike back. Noor Hussein with the volley from just inside the box there. And just as soon as Bromley have a second, Southend are right back in it now.
Yeah, the ball fell to that back post, and it's a low drive. I think it might have taken a slight deflection. Grant Smith, who had come out for the original corner to try and deal with it, had to get back into a position which was tough for him to get back into at that near post. There was a lot of bodies in front of him, and I think it has taken a little nick and flown into that near post. And just as Bromley, like you say, Matt, get that second goal, Southend have found a way back into this game straight away.
Well, I think we're going to see a double change coming up as well for Southend, and I think something was thrown onto the pitch there potentially.
It was
coming from the general direction of the away end. I'm not sure what, but Jack Bridge has removed it, and all of a sudden it's game on again, literally right from the kick-off, Dan.
Yeah, not what Bromley would have wanted. They would have wanted to have got that second goal, which they've done, and then just compose themselves and just manage the next 10-15 minutes. But instead, Southend are now on the up.
Here comes Southend again with Bridge on that left-hand side, taking down the pass from Fonguk. Bridge going up against Okoli here. Okoli with a great challenge, and Bridge wins it back. Bridge into the box. It's not dealt with. Hussein again with the header into the turf and then into the arms of Grant Smith.
Yeah, good save. Straight at him. Did well to hold on to it. It was a good, powerful downward header.
And once again, the away support have sparked into life, Dan.
They have. They were in good voice before the game, and that goal's lifted them and the team. Bromley just needs to ride this next 5-10 minutes or so, try and get the next goal in this game.
Might come here for Dennis. Ralph with the header away. Arthur sent it back in towards Dennis. Dennis unable to get there. Bridge with the clearance. It will find Sam Woods. Woods playing it forward again, and can't keep it in play there. Throw in to Southend. They've got a bit of wind in their sails after that goal.
They have, and it's indicated Andy Woodman to go and get a couple of players warmed up.
Are we going to see James Vennings coming on? Reynolds with a clearance there after the ball was loose.
Should have just played it to Topolodge there, just kept possession of the ball. Southend on the ascendancy. Had better options there, Reynolds, rather than just giving it straight back to them.
I think we'll be seeing Ollie Coker, Southend United Academy graduate, coming on shortly. Has weighed in with a couple of goals in the National League so far this term. Looks like he's getting ready to come on, and James Vennings for Bromley as well. So both managers having to throw the dice.
Yeah, it'd be good to see Vennings come on. Obviously got that injury first game of the season. Be good to see him on.
Taylor thwarted by Whiteley. Now here come Bromley with Dennis. Dennis skipping through challenges, and pulling it back there. Could have played the advantage. Yellow card given to Dan Mooney, but wow, that's a big decision.
Yeah, should have easily played advantage there. Crowhouse was in. Louis Dennis thought his touch has just evaded him. Got there in the end and played it to Michael Cheek, and all of a sudden it was a 2v2. Crowhouse was in, driving at that 18-yard box, and instead the referee pulls it back for a free kick, which Bromley fans will feel grieved that the referee didn't allow play to continue. But nonetheless, it is a chance to get the ball into the box, float one into that back post.
Substitution for Southend United, replacing number 18, whereas on the wing is number 28, Ollie Coker.
Well, Fonguk is off. Coker is on. Thoughts on Fonguk this afternoon?
I think he's done well. wasn't really much of an understanding between him and Cardwell. They didn't really link up too well. I think Cardwell had the better of the chances in the moments in the game.
Here's Whiteley with the ball into the box, which is a little bit heavy. Webster will try and keep it in, and he does really well, Webster. Woods in the box with the header forward. It's cleared by Southend. The keeper called for it. Defence didn't listen. Headed away by Ralph there. Throw into Bromley. Ultimately did what they had to do, did enough there.
Well, it should have actually been a free kick to Southend there. Brian Webster's completely pulled the shirt of Scott Morris. Poor clearance from the Southend man to keep the attack alive for Bromley.
62 minutes played at the relocating Community Stadium. Bromley 2, Southend United 1. Louis Dennis and Michael Cheek for Bromley. And right after that second goal from Michael Cheek, Southend pull one back through Hussein. Ball's played into the box there. It's an awkward one for Andeng Ndi, as he had to backpedal there to catch it. The ball just seemed to evade everyone.
Good goalkeeper. He just kept his eye on the ball. Thought it was destined to at least take one touch off a Bromley or Southend player.
Taylor. Scott Morris. Taylor. Cheek closing Kensdale down, forcing him back to Taylor. Taylor with the ball over the top, intercepted by Reynolds and cleared by Reynolds. Might come for Crowhouse here, who rises above everyone and just still looks so energetic and fit.
Does, brilliant to see. There's that engine in that midfield. Him, Whiteley and Woods have played well in that midfield three this afternoon. Been really impressed with them.
Just looks like the brakes have been put on the James Venning substitution momentarily, as Bromley looks to clear their lines here with Dan Mooney in the box. It's all a bit risky. Reynolds with a poor clearance. Got to say, had a lot more time there. Gifting Southend possession. Here's Miley. Hussein. Now Bridge. Back to Hussein. Hussein with a dangerous ball in towards the back post, and it sails across the 6-yard box and wide of goal. To the joy of Grant Smith there, who I think was just waiting for someone to stick a boot out.
Yeah, really good delivery there into an area of uncertainty where the keeper, Grant Smith, couldn't come for it. And we are going to see James Vennings now. Be good to see him back in that midfield. I'm intrigued to see who's going to be sacrificed here for Bromley, with Southend on the ascendancy. Vennings just going to provide that pair of extra legs in the midfield. But Southend looking promising, putting dangerous balls into the box, which as of yet Bromley have dealt with well.
Goal kick there by Smith, flicked on by Cheek. Dennis will chase it, half cleared away, and actually well cleared away there, as Bridge has a second bite of the cherry to clear the ball, and does.
Yeah, you just know that Michael Cheek's going to win those headers, and this time Dennis and Whiteley both gambled on the flick on, being into space.
Throw into Bromley, and we're going to see the change here, Dan.
Yeah, James Vennings going to be coming on, and it is Ben Crowhouse, that is making way. I'm surprised. I think he's been one of Bromley's better players this afternoon. He's put in a good shift nonetheless. Up and down from box to box. Created things for Bromley and defended well, particularly in that first half with two good challenges. But it's always good to see James Vennings back. Obviously got that injury first game of the season.
Well, we have an entertaining game on our hands here, and it could still go either way, this, couldn't it?
It could. It's an end-to-end game. I think it's picked up a bit since the first half. The first half was a good game to watch, and I think now both sides have opened up a little bit. Southend going to be on the attack now in search of that equaliser, and Bromley are going to be looking to try and get that third goal to settle the game and see the game off.
Well, the referee, Kirsty Dow, has overruled Valanekwe, the assistant referee there, who flagged for a Bromley throw-in. Referee disagrees. It's given Southend's way. Here's Taylor. Now Mooney. Taylor again. Mooney. Mooney with the ball in towards the box. It's blocked by Whiteley, and then Reynolds is able to clear, but Reynolds not able to find a white shirt.
Yeah, a bit sloppy that.
I'm surprised to see Crowhouse going off. I thought he was still our most energetic player on the pitch.
Yeah, I think he's one of our better ones. It's fresh legs for fresh legs. I'm sure James Vennings will put a shift in.
That said, it's great to have James Vennings back, as we've been talking about. He's certainly been a miss for Bromley these past few games, as he's penalised for a foul, just as I say that. Free kick to Southend. Oh, frog in your throat, Dan.
Yeah, just a bit. Sorry.
Very polite of you to take the microphone off before you did that. Here comes Southend again. It's a shot from distance and it's straight into the arms of Grant Smith there via Dan Mooney. It was a well-struck effort. If that takes a deflection, you're in trouble as a goalkeeper.
Yeah, you've got to get your eye on that ball. A lot of bodies in front of you, travelling at pace through that box.
Grant Smith with the ball hit, clearing upfield, headed away by Ralph. Oxford United 1, Boreham Wood 0, Barnet 2, Ebbsfleet United 1. Thank you to those of you providing the updates. It's been an interesting start to the season across the National League, hasn't it? And it's interesting to see, with Notts County and Wrexham no longer involved, who is really going to be that front runner.
Well, you saw Chesterfield, the signings they made in the summer, players of Royal Greeks calibre. Chesterfield started well. Hartlepool looking to bounce straight back up, and they've started well, losing the opening game of the season and winning every game since. I think it's wide open this year. And a few sides that have started poorly and would have expected to have started better. It's a long season, still 40 odd games to play. It's a long way to go. It'll be an interesting campaign to see how it folds.
Scott Morris to Taylor there, blocked by Topolodge. Brilliant play from him. Dennis with a lovely touch, just tries to take it away from his man and can't, and tries to do it all himself there. It was a tough job. He did really well there, Dennis, and so did Topolodge. Half header away there from Reynolds, who does really well to get back in position and thwart Coker's second effort. Cheek chasing Kensdale here, and it's a poor effort. Can it fall here for Dennis? Maybe Whiteley. It's Dennis. Dennis goes for the low shot, and it just trickles there into the arms of Handeng and D.
Yeah, I thought it was just going to take a deflection there, and wrong foot Indy. Thought it was going to travel down the middle of that goal. Good play from Michael Cheek. Poor from the Southend defender who just didn't get his touch right.
Miley to Mooney. Mooney thwarted by Arthurs, who finds Cheek. Cheek to Dennis. Bromley needs some more support getting forwards here. Dennis is unable to progress as there's a challenge in there from Miley, who wins the ball back. Now Kensdale. Southend looking to make another change here.
Yeah, just seen Adam Marriott be called over by Andy Woodburn.
Interesting. Attack, the best form of defence maybe. But we are getting ready to see a second change for Southend, which you'd imagine will happen at the next dead ball. Here's Hussein. Now Jack Bridge taking on Arthur's Bridge with the ball in towards the back post. Sails across, but Scott Morris is there to pick it up, and he lofts it back in. Headed away by Webster. Bridge trying to continue to make things happen here. Comes back to Miley. Now Scott Morris again. Southend playing some good stuff here. Scott Morris getting away from Topolodge into the box. Scott Morris goes for the shot. Well blocked by Reynolds again. Whiteley doing really well to keep it in play there. Brilliant from Corey Whiteley. That is absolutely superb commitment to the cause.
Yeah, brilliant. Done really well to keep it on, and now he's got the effects of that challenge.
Oh, I know. Not a convincing clearance there from Handeng and D. Dennis was almost in between that and was almost able to pick it up.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been the first time this afternoon either.
I wonder who's going to come off for Bromley for Adam Marriott, Dan.
It's an interesting one. I'd be surprised if it's Dennis or Cheek. I would think it might be one of the midfielders, maybe Whiteley or...
Here come Bromley then with Whiteley driving forward. He's still got so much pace and energy, playing it through there for Dennis, and it's just not the right ball for Dennis. Just not the right ball. Jack Wood is going to be the player coming on for Southend, and it looks like Dan Mooney might be coming off.
Yeah, it was the right idea. Make that run in behind.
Miley to Coker. Coker now to Miley again. The two of them just passing it around amongst themselves. Here's Ralph, the skipper for the Shrimpers. Over to Bridge, who's caused Bromley problems, as we know he would. Now Hussein, who's been impressive as well. Here he is again. Hussein, and the offside flag is up against him. Not such a tight call, that one.
No, I watched Okoli play there. He didn't stand off, didn't expect that little quick 1-2. Could have been caught in danger there. And we will see Adam Marriott coming on for Bromley. Be interesting to see who's coming off, whether it is Dennis or Cheek. Obviously Marriott being a forward player, unless he's taking a defender off and changing the formation. But being 2-1 up, you would expect Andy to not take any of his defenders off in this situation. Louis Dennis is the man to come off. Surprising. I think he's Bromley's creative spark, but he is the man to come off, and I'm sure Marriott will have a good link up with Michael Cheek. Quite similar players in terms of being that man to play off the last defender and look to get involved with play in the build-up play.
Ralph with the header away there. So 2 changes apiece now. Southend, of course, only with 4 players on the bench this afternoon. Oh, that's nice from Grant Smith there, just feigning the clearance and letting it roll under his boot.
Yeah, brilliant.
Well, I think he had Cardwell there.
He did, he got across quick, he made a decision. You want your keepers to make quick decisions. If they're going to gamble, they've got to gamble.
I think Harry Cardwell, sorry, just bringing a comparison here, is a bit like Michael Cheek. He only needs 1 chance,
yeah,
and that's it really. And we'll see whether he gets that throughout the rest of this game. .71 minutes played here as Jack Bridge comes forward. Bridge with the cross in towards Cardwell, headed away. Reynolds will have to get it further away and does. Taylor, good challenge by Marriott, and now Bromley can come forwards here, playing it round the corner to Cheek. He'll need some support though, he's all alone at the moment. Marriott getting forward as well. Whiteley is the target, but the ball wasn't good enough, unfortunately. And Michael Cheek did the hard stuff so well there, didn't he?
Yeah, just I think the defender read it well. He read where Michael Cheek was going to try and play it. He saw that Corey Whiteley was making a run in behind him. Good defending from the Southend man.
Long ball forwards there from Ralph. Smith should be able to just see that behind for a goal kick, and does. I think Wood was in there trying to chase it up and close down the defence. But a change of pace left for both sides. Dan Mooney coming off. What did you make of him today?
Thought he done well. Thought he got involved in play. He had to come a little bit deeper in that first half to try and get involved. He wasn't getting on the ball much in between the lines. And Mooney just managed to create a few openings there to help Southend get back into this game.
Coley with the header away. Here's Miley coming forwards as Southend win possession once again. Just over 15 minutes left on the clock here. Played in towards the box, and Wood, good footwork from him. Whiteley with a brilliant challenge to win it back. Here comes Cheek now, needs some support. Who's there to provide it? Vennings is there. Marriott's making a run forward. Vennings opting to take the patient approach, and Woods is just clattered into there by Wood. And it's got to be a free kick for Bromley. I'm surprised Wood isn't being yellow carded here for that challenge on Woods. He just sort of jumped into him. It was very clumsy.
He did, yeah. Good play from Woods, just to get his body in front, just get his body in between the man and the ball.
What have you made of Sam Woods so far today? Obviously second starting appearance in a Bromley shirt, and second appearance of the competitive season, if you like.
Yeah, I think he's been good. He screened that defence well. He's put in a few good challenges, broken up play in the first half. It didn't allow Southend to try and play through the lines. Instead, Southend had to create their chances through crosses.
Coley with the ball forwards, looking to pick out Cheek. Cheek with the header into the box. Marriott's there, shields it really well. Adam Marriott finds Whiteley in some space. Whiteley twisting and turning, gets it in towards the box. Ball across the face of goal for Marriott, who turns and is just thwarted there by Scott Morris, who clears into the path of Hussein. Bodies trying to get back for Bromley as Southend load those yellow shirts forward. Here's Bridge. Bridge toying with Coley over there on the far side, getting the ball into the box. It's headed away by Whiteley of all players. Back to Bridge though, back to where it came from. Still Bridge here, who slips over, loses his footing, but he manages to get up and get the ball again. Hussein being forced back there by Woods, who's doing a good job there of just forcing it back. Well done, Sam Woods again.
Yeah, brilliant. Good persistent play. Fair play to Jack Bridge for not giving it up. Now Southend still remain on the attack.
Coker to Taylor now via Miley. Coker again. Scott Morris with the early ball in, blocked by Reynolds. Whiteley and Topolodge looking to clear. And no foul given there. Bromley players had stopped as it's drilled into the 6-yard box and into the arms of Grant Smith. But